All right. Waiting for YouTube. All right. Hello and welcome, everybody. I'm Stooge, and today we are continuing the Rosewater. Uh, Normally today would be multiplayer stuff, but we're going to do that tomorrow. Either it will be Pokey, Kestrel, and I playing something, or Pokey will continue educating me on Europa Universalis 4. Who knows what it's going to be? I don't know. We don't know. All right. So, with that, let me go ahead and make sure my now live notification went out on my Discord, which you can join here. And then we will get started. How is everybody today? Rosewater. Not to be confused with Rosebud. So, for those that don't know, Rosewater is a point and click adventure by the creators of, by the developer of Lamplight City. It takes place in the same universe. Yep, that is correct, Pokey. Also on stream. Uh, so we are going to continue. All right. Let's see. We got. Right. We need to get more money. Right. Nothing happened today. Much worth writing. Have we been used? If so, I cannot find within myself too much bothered by it. Perhaps we have used one another. I believe that is what they call a relationship. Right. I'm supposed to read this because I have not read a lot of this. Pokey, do you remember what I read? Because I don't. Because there is so much here that I need to read. Or that I need to do. And we need to get, I think it was 200 crowns. And I believe that leaves us.
I hope that isn't the town water supply.
Let me turn up the game volume. Oh, let me. You know what? I don't think I have settings. Okay, yeah, that's good. Let's see. I believe I stopped because last time, and the option we have is basically to go here and ask for an advance from oh, what's her name? Janie, I think. Let's see. Lockpicking. I've read this. I read this. Yep. Joni, not Janie. I was close. All right. So let's go.
Good to see you again.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we might get thrown out a window.
Hello again, Harley. What do you need?
Uh, did you ever? Let's just work our way up to asking for an advance.
Have you encountered the Luminarians?
What in the ether is a luminarian?
Oh, they're in the ether, all right. They're a community of folks living near Dr. Clark's old lab who have designated themselves protectors of his artifacts. They believe Dr. Clark transcended into the ether and joined some luminous beings that live there.
That's some wild stuff. But I publish newspapers, not copper novels.
Did you ever meet Dr. Bennett Clark?
Say, did you ever get a chance to meet Dr. Bennett Clark?
Not personally, but I did attend one of his demonstrations at the Opera House back before the ban. The man knew how to put on a show, I'll say that much. Pity it all came crashing down in the end.
All right, here comes the painful part.
Joni, I'd like to ask, could I get an advance on my article?
What for?
The long and the short of it is that Jake has invited me on an expedition. I'll need some extra crowns to cover the expenses.
What kind of an expedition?
We're going to look for Dr. Bennett Clark's missing fortune. Surely a far more interesting story, wouldn't you say?
You're right about that. Tales from the wild frontier are in vogue these days, and folk will be gumming to find out what happened to Clark. But I like people who finish what they start. Get me your assignment, then we can discuss your next one.
Understood. I'd best be on my way.
Right, you are.
Yep, I know it. Oh, nope.
See you later, Joni.
Take care of yourself out there.
Big surprise. I guess we need to go up into the Jack of Diamonds and hopefully... Nope. Where are they? Alright. You know what? Let's see what let's try opening it. What's the worst that could happen, right? Okay, here we go. Locked.
Locked.
Because yeah, we need 200 crowns.
Welcome back, Miss Legere.
Hey, Sheriff?
What can I do you for?
Did you ever meet
Did
Dr.
you ever
Bennett
meet
Clark?
Dr. Bennett Clark?
No, he only came into town every couple of weeks, until the ethericity ban got handed down. And glad I am of that. I have no use for any of that claptrap. All it does is spook folk, and sometimes blows them up.
Don't suppose you've encountered a group in the valley calling themselves the Luminarians?
The Luma what now?
Luminarians.
Oh
They
boy.
claim to be the protectors of Dr. Clark's artifacts. They've got a commune set up near his lab.
Oh, come on now. You're pulling my leg.
I'm serious.
Well, so long as I don't get up to nothing in town, they ain't my problem.
Thanks for the chat, Sheriff.
Come back anytime.
Alright, I need to do a quick alt tab. Let me do this. There we go. Accidentally had my YouTube chat hidden. And she's gonna come right back out. What was I supposed to do there? Alright. Go talk to the doc. Oh, hi, you two.
Ah, Miss Legere, it's good to see you again. Nadine and Mr. Marquez were just telling me how you all were acquainted. Please do continue.
This is great.
Nadine, could we have a word?
Of course. Pardon me a moment.
Hey, look, what was it like?
So, how was it working for the good doctor?
Well, he taught me everything I know about medicine. It was especially interesting during the rush. We had no shortage of patients then. I lost count of how many broken bones I set.
Are you looking forward to the
Seems
trip?
we've a big journey ahead. Are you excited for it?
Yes, but also a bit nervous. I've never been beyond this valley.
Really? Don't need to be nervous. We'll be with you. In that case, this will be a treat.
This'll be quite the experience for you then. I guarantee you'll see things you'd never imagined.
For better and for worse, I suppose.
I'll leave you to your conversation.
All right, now let's talk to the general.
Hey, Phil, let's talk.
What about?
Looking forward to our journey?
Are you looking forward to our journey west?
I more look forward to what we will find at the end of it.
Right. Carry on.
And now
Hey,
for the
Doc?
good doctor.
Miss Leger.
But not the good doctor we're looking for. Did you ever meet Bennett?
Did you ever make the acquaintance of Dr. Bennett Clark?
Ha! Doctor. If that man's a doctor, then I'm Hippocrates.
Shall I take that as a no?
Miss Leger, I do not associate with lunatics and crackpots, especially those who recklessly cause the deaths of innocents. Now, let's not sully the good name of higher learning any further.
Well, then.
Have you met any members of the Luminarians?
I beg your pardon?
They're a community living near the old Clark laboratory.
Oh, those ethericity cultists. Yes, they do make their way into town on occasion. Sometimes the women come to me seeking certain remedies and prophylactics. And I've treated 1 or 2 cases of malnutrition. The desert is a hard place to make a home. Something about
Yeah.
the old lab draws in the gullible and deluded. Lost souls searching for meaning.
Well, that may not be a worry anymore.
I'll see you later, Doc.
Do take care of yourself.
I really want to think. I'm really considering going back and changing, trying to figure out the solution
Good to see you
that
again.
puzzle in the lab, rather than blowing it up.
Excuse me?
How can I be of assistance?
Did you ever happen to meet Dr. Bennett Clark?
I have Joni's account of his demonstrations at the theater, but I never saw them myself. Never met the man neither. He wasn't seen much in town.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about the Luminarians, would you?
I have no idea what that word even means.
Never mind then. I'll leave you to your work.
Appreciate it, ma'am.
Didn't have a way to get up. The door is locked. No one answered. Isn't blowing it up also a way of solving the puzzle? Yes, but I imagine this is a bad ending. Let me double check in here. Maybe there was somebody that I missed. No. Doesn't look it. I can't go up the stairs now. Or try.
You got the money yet?
Not yet.
Then stop wasting my time and come back when you do.
That's what I was expecting. Okay, let's take a look at my inventory. Alright, so... yeah. What am I missing? What am I not figuring out?
Welcome back, Miss Leger.
I wouldn't have figured the sheriff for a naturalist.
Hmm. What am I missing? I guess maybe... Nope.
I must admit, I admire the kid's gumption. His orthography, not so much.
What am I missing? Yes, blowing it up is a possible solution.
That's one sharp point. Jake ought to thank his lucky stars it didn't go a few inches lower.
Welcome back, Miss Legere.
Miss Legere.
I see you encountered the local natives. The boys at the fort normally keep them in check. Hope they didn't cause you any harm.
Okay, that didn't help.
What's this? A diary?
Yep, belonging to Dr. Bennett Clark.
That right. I'm sure it's fascinating reading.
Okay. Maybe I show that to Joni.
Good.
What's this then?
The diary of Dr. Bennett Clark.
I see. Didn't know you dabbled in fiction as well.
See you later, Joe.
Take it.
Alright, so that doesn't help. What else do I have?
Soft drink crates. A sugary, fizzy way to beat the heat. Nothing inside.
Okay.
Shame. I could go for a sarsaparilla.
Yep. Nothing there. Oh, wait.
Ah, Miss.
Yep, nothing new here that I can do. Except for maybe upset the doctor.
February 12th, 1850. Dr. Clark, I hope this letter finds you well. Upon hearing news of the reactionary and ignorant ban our leaders have seen fit to impose, my thoughts went to you and your thankless labors in the wilderness. When they hounded you out after the expo, and I wouldn't be surprised if Leroy's cronies sabotaged your display to discredit you, you were undaunted. After enduring such a trying year, I know how much building that lab out there meant to you. A turning point in your fortunes, or so it seemed. Yet I am sure you will persevere once more. One day when rationality again prevails in the halls of government and this silly thing is lifted, I hope to take you up on your offer of a tour. If you've returned to the bosom of civilization by then, all the better. With warm regards, Dr. Roderick Nethersole. P.S. How you managed to rig it.
Alright. I can't look at him. I can't remember his name. I imagine if I go out here. Yeah, Sedgwick. What is there that I'm missing? Anyone know what I'm missing?
These seem to be for decoration more than anything else.
Okay.
The local populace?
Getting sloshed. Press the Z button. Okay. I am confused and lost right now.
This place is falling apart, but these stone tiles were nice once.
I don't know, Pokey. I don't know. There's gotta be something that I'm missing. Why are there two different interaction points? That's interesting. Let me see.
Welcome back.
Looks like a pretty rough.
Let me see.
February 9th, 1850. Clark, I have a business proposal. Relinquish that dusty laboratory in the middle of nowhere. You may stay in my suite at the Jolly Good Club. My Orem Star membership, and you will be furnished with the comforts owing to...
It's signed.
P.S. You needn't have any concern for your valuables, as they're...
Okay. Maybe that's why I need to show Joni. Maybe that will work. I mean, it's basically throw thing at wall C stick.
Good.
Hello again, Har. Ooh, now that is intriguing. Dr. Clark gone west. Just tell me you come by this ethically. Of course, I'm not asking you to expose a source, but since you're new to this, you should know we have certain standards for what we publish.
Don't run it just now. Let me follow this story and see where it leads.
Okay.
This correspondence ain't exactly new. But there's a hell of a story behind this.
There is.
Well, hang on to it. Always good to have some ready material.
All right.
Fascinating.
Isn't it just? To think, I can send messages from...
What will they think?
Yeah, we saw that last time.
See you later,
Take...
Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. No, I just need to write the article.
All right, let's get this thing knocked out. But first... Okay, time to bring home the bacon. The big question, how to open?
Oh, God. Oh, shite. All right. We'll open with the brawl.
When this writer was assigned to pen a profile of a Wild West legend, she never expected to become embroiled in the action firsthand. But no sooner had my private audience with Gentleman Jake concluded than a saloon brawl erupted in the barroom of the Jack of Diamonds, and Mr. Ackerman's legendary pugilistic prowess was put on full display. Now, the middle section needs to recapture the reader's interest. Let's see.
Okay. Jake's
Not content to sit on his laurels, Jake has undertaken an audacious investigation into some of our very own local mysteries. I was fortunate enough to accompany him on a foray to Dr. Bennett Clark's erstwhile laboratory of the forbidden etheric sciences, situated just outside the town of Rosewater. What we found inside boggled the imagination. And now for an ending.
Let's see what
Mr.
the...
Ackerman is a great man, and by his visit to our industrious frontier town, proves that Rosewater
Frontier?
is the sort of cosmopolitan crossroads where one might yet meet and mingle with some of the true luminaries of our age.
This is a shite story.
All right, that should do it. Now, what should I title it? Perhaps I'll let Joni make that call. And done.
No. No. That's a shite title. That is a shite article. We are not going to get paid for that. I am sorely tempted to reload my save, come right here, and rewrite that article. I don't know what. Yeah. Covered laser. Look. I have no idea. No. Yeah, I'm gonna reload. We're going to jump over here. Jump here. Right article.
Okay. The big question.
A positive account of the Wild West show.
From the moment he rode on stage astride a huge, steam-spewing mechanical horse, it could not be denied that Jake Ackerman was more than your typical copperpenny showman. Following that outstanding overture, Gentleman Jake's Wild West spectacular proceeded in a similarly gobsmacking vein.
That is such bull.
Now the middle section needs to recap. Let's see. Not content to sit on his laurels, Jake has undertaken. I was situated just.
Okay.
And now. All in all, Mr. Ackerman has shown the true quality. May his adventures persist and his tales continue to inspire and delight. All right, that should do it.
All right.
Now, what should I title it? Perhaps I'll let Joni make that call.
We'll let Joni title it.
And done.
Now let's read the whole.
I hope this is good enough.
Okay. Now we'll talk to everybody again.
Excuse me?
How can I be?
We're just going to click through it.
Never
You would. I'll leave.
appreciate.
We're going to click through all the chat because we literally just listened to it.
Hello again, Harley. What do you need?
Have you encountered...
What they...
They...
That's...
Say...
Not man of pity.
Joe...
What for?
The law... I'll need...
What kind?
We're sure...
You're right. And folk, so I get me.
Understood. I'd bet...
Right, yeah.
See you later.
Take it.
We'll get back to it. We're just going through and... yeah. Am I the only one that kind of had... with the quick burst of stuff? There's no one over here I need to talk to.
Business seems...
Go in here.
Nate, please.
you
I-
right? Nadine.
Pardon.
So,
Well, it was. I lost.
see,
Yeah, I've.
this'll.
For.
I'll. Hey,
Miss.
Did-
Is that
shall
Miss? No.
have you?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Good.
what about?
Whatever.
Nothing, I suppose. All right.
Welcome.
Hey, Sheriff. Did you?
Oh,
Don't. They've.
oh,
I'm.
well,
Thank.
All right. I'm gonna show her the letter again.
Hello again. Just. Of course, but since.
Don't run.
All right, let's give her the article.
Here you are, Joni. One profile of Gentleman Jake, ready to print.
Let's have a look. Well, you're off to a good start. Lots of new writers think they're supposed to write the headline too. Now let's see. Goodness, this account of the show is very descriptive. You've made me feel like I was there in the front row. This is good. You've kept it brisk all the way through. Not bad, Harley. Not bad at all. A few snips here and there, and this will be fit to print. Here's your fee, as agreed.
Okay, that's.
Now I know what I'm working with. I'll have a think about your next assignment.
About that.
Hmm.
How about that piece on the search for Clark's missing fortune? That'll be better than any old profile.
Sure enough. All right then. Clark's missing fortune it is.
I've got something else.
Oh? Do tell.
While I was going around with Jake, we spent some time with the Otham. I learned that they've come under constant attack from the soldiers at Fort Beaumont.
What? Why?
That's the thing. There's no reason. They pose no threat, yet the soldiers harass them anyway. In one recent raid, all their crops were torched.
That's atrocious. People need to know about this.
I'm glad you think so, because their leader wants their story told. She's willing to be interviewed. She gave me this statement, too.
Powerful stuff. I'll pay a visit as soon as I can and see for myself. Plenty of townsfolk could stand to learn about our neighbours in the valley. This could open their eyes.
I hope so. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to see about hiring a wagon.
Godspeed, Harley.
All right. Let's, I guess, go talk about.
See you
hiring
later,
the
Joni.
Take care of yourself out there.
Because I could have sworn it was 200 crowns for hiring the wagon. Wasn't it? Well, we'll find out.
You got the money yet?
Yep, right here.
Okay, I guess not.
Good. Get
Oh, it
your
was 30
posse together
crowns.
and meet me outside town at sundown. We'll head out then.
Okay, it was only 30 crowns. I was 5 crowns short. That is a big old wagon. More like a mobile home.
There you are. This your group then?
This is us.
All right, folks, listen here. I'm Lola Johnson. This is my wagon. When you're in my wagon, you follow my rules. Rule 1. I'm your driver, not your friend. While we're moving, leave me be. That means no yammering in my ear about how pretty you think the mountains are. Rule 2. We stop and go as I say. I ain't interested in blowing up my engine just 'cause y'all are in a hurry. Last rule. Everybody does their part. Be it cooking, hunting, or gathering firewood. This ain't no pleasure cruise, and I won't be serving y'all. The road can be rough, but I'm an experienced navigator and tracker, so stick with me and you'll be fine. If you've got any questions, now's the time to ask.
All right. How long will the trip be?
Just how long do you expect this journey to take?
I reckon it shouldn't be more than 8 or 9 days, weather permitting. Anything else?
Okay. You said not to talk to you, but what if it's important?
Regarding your first rule, what if we have an emergency?
Then tell me. Just don't bother me with small talk. I need to concentrate on driving.
All right.
Anything else?
What do you mean by tracker?
You said you're a tracker? What's that mean exactly?
It means I'm good at finding things. One of you gets lost, or we're hunting our supper and need to trail an animal, I can do that.
So, like a bloodhound?
No.
Like a tracker.
Compare me to a dog again, and you're finding yourself another ride. Understand?
Oh, apologies. I didn't mean to offend.
Folk rarely do. Anything else?
You explained everything pretty clear.
We understand. You'll have no trouble from us.
All right then. Let's get a move on. Time's wasting.
I like her no-nonsense attitude.
We are off, with the first faint tendrils of dawn at our backs. We head west for El Presidio on the trail of the elusive Dr. Clark.
Tracker, does that mean that she has a TV show on CBS?
We have but a few days' travel before us, through the desert and mountains to reach the coast. I am rather looking forward to getting a better view of this part of the country.
Desert, and more
And should
desert.
the scenery lack for diversion, I suppose I'll have recourse in the fellowship of my new traveling companions. Now that we've assembled in this unlikely venture, perhaps it's time we got to better know one another.
Alrighty.
Feels good to be underway at last.
Yes, though I must admit I tend to become restless on long trips.
Well, we got cards, books, and conversation. Plenty of ways to pass the time.
Diary updated. Auto-saving. Alright, let's go talk to Danny first.
Hey, Danny, let's talk.
Sure. Actually,
Give me a moment,
I was
Vanderbeest.
wondering about something. Where'd you learn how to fight?
Alright, let's see. I used to do it for money. It was a necessary skill where I grew up. It was a necessary skill where I grew up. Actually, I used to do it for money.
For a while, it was how I put food on the table.
No kidding. You were a brawler?
I was. Used to call me Spitfire Harley.
Wow. Were you any good?
I took my licks, but usually held my own. In that world, being good is mostly about how much punishment you can take and keep coming back. Same as anywhere, really. Hell, if you want, maybe you and I can go a couple of rounds later.
Really?
Of course not, Danny. She's just pulling your leg.
I was being perfectly sincere.
Oh, shoot. In that case, I'm sitting ringside.
Oh my gosh. Alright, so to answer your question, Vanderbeest, about where this is taking place in a country called Basicia, I believe. I believe that's the proper pronunciation of it. Or Vespecia. It's basically all about the spaghetti western setting. It's in the same universe as the game Lamplight City. It's from the same developer, Francisco Gonzalez. And this is she is actually the sister of the of the dead detective from Lamplight City.
So have you been to El Presidio before?
Yeah, I was born there.
No kidding. Didn't you say your family lived near El Presidio?
In the area, yeah. They moved out to the city proper a few years back. I left when I was 16. Haven't been back in ages.
From the outside, Pokey, the wagon reminds me of a mobile home.
Hey, Jake?
Yeah, Harley?
Or an RV, I think is more accurate.
Did your travels ever take you to El Presidio?
A few times. Can't say I much care for it, but that city's for you. Too crowded, too impersonal. I'll take the wide open countryside any day.
How about a story?
Looks like we have some time on our hands. How about a story?
Sure, why not? It was 1842, and I'd been hired by the sheriff of Bleachbone Gulch to track down some cattle rustlers. It was a long and winding trail, but by following the signs, I finally tracked down the stolen herd and the rustlers' camp. So I went back to town and gathered up a posse. 4 able-bodied men, plus myself. That night, we went back under the cover of darkness. We had the element of surprise, but we were outnumbered 3 to 1. Before I knew it, the shooting had started. It was a long and bloody gunfight. In the end, yours truly was the last man left standing. I drove that whole herd on by my lonesome. They were all back home by dawn, with not a head missing. Lost some good fellers that night. But that was the end of cattle rustling in Bleachbone Gulch.
Hell of a story.
Now there's plenty more where that came from.
I appreciate the chat.
Anytime, Harley.
He should really just write fiction.
Hey, I see something up ahead, by the side of the road. Looks like an oil derrick.
Wagon's slowing down.
Guess it caught Lola's eye, too. Let's have a look.
Any particular reason we've stopped, Miss Johnson?
I needed to stretch my legs. You might take advantage and do the same. We're off again in about 20 minutes.
Come on, Danny. Let's go have a look at that oil derrick.
Excuse me, ladies. I have some business to attend to.
Both of you can do as you like. Just stay within sight.
Actually, I'm curious about this machine. Do you think I could ask you a few questions?
Oh, well, I suppose so.
Tools of the trade for an oil worker, I suppose.
Somebody's out here sniffing for a fortune.
Or just digging a very deep hole.
Funny how the best things are often found in the lowest of places. Come have a look, Harley.
Hello down there.
Who said that?
Up here. Afternoon to ya. What brings you folks to Cormac's oil rig?
Just passing through, friend. I was just saying you've a fine setup here.
Thank you, sir. It pleases Cormac to hear that. Sit tight. Just needs to make a slight adjustment. Then Cormac can come down for a chinwag. Whoops! Ah! Whoa, damn! Oh. Clumsy Cormac.
Jeez, are you all right?
All right. Right as rain. Not upright, though, no. Good thing you folks is here. Hates to be a bother, but Cormac is in a pickle. Could you, lend a hand? Cormac would be ever so grateful.
Only if Cormac stops talking in the third person.
Hang on, sir. We'll get you down.
Cormac appreciated, miss. Not wishing to hurry you, but sooner'd be preferable to later. The blood's starting to pool in Cormac's poor head.
Hey, Jake?
Yeah?
How do we get him down?
Any suggestions what to do?
That rope doesn't look too thick. Should be able to cut through it. The trick will be keeping our friend from falling headfirst into that pit.
Anything? Okay.
Got anything on you that could cut rope?
Afraid not. One of the others might.
All right.
Not a bad little setup. There's lots here, but nothing. Danny?
Hmm?
Do you have anything sharp that might serve to cut the rope?
No, but I could always shoot it.
You think that will work?
Definitely.
Not.
Sorry to interrupt, but
What is it?
There's a man in trouble at the old derrick.
There's a man at the oil derrick in dire need of help.
What happened?
He's caught on a rope hanging upside down. We're trying to get him down somehow.
And what do you want me to do about it?
Is there a ladder in the wagon?
Not anymore, sorry.
Do you have something sharp enough to cut rope?
Sure, my hunting knife.
Could I borrow it for a spell?
Only if you swear to be careful with it.
On my brother's grave.
Take it then.
That man at the derrick still needs help.
And what do you want me to do about it?
I'm not sure what you can do, actually.
Thought as much.
Sorry to interrupt, but...
What is it?
Okay. Let's see. How can we...
Looks extremely heavy. I hope it's secured.
On my brother's grave. I don't have a brother, but you get the sentiment. No, she does have a brother. Or she had a brother. Okay, we got the knife, but now we need...
I've got nothing to ask him.
Alright. Okay, we've got a knife. But how are we going to get down
It's
there?
a long way down. Don't worry. Ah! Cormac, are you alive?
What do we do?
Get the others. We need help to pull him out.
Apparently I was too slow.
You're very lucky you didn't break your neck.
Cormac's got a bit of cat in him.
You are making a habit of picking up the fallen, eh, Harley?
Men just keep dropping out of the sky.
We should be on our way.
Suppose Cormac should be thanking you for the help.
Sorry about the fall.
It's all right, miss. Cormac knew the risks when he took this job. Still beats what he used to do.
Come on. We got to get back on the road.
Sure you'll be okay on your own? Yes, sir. Cormac can handle himself. Good luck getting where you're going.
We need to give her her hunting knife back. Yeah, Vespuccia. Western Vespuccia. Well, okay, we did give her her knife back. Good.
Hey, Nadine.
Hello, Harley. Something I'd like to ask you. You seem quite well traveled. What's it like in a big city?
Depends on the city.
Well, everywhere's different. I've never been to El Presidio before.
It's big, but from what I hear, not as crowded as cities back east.
Doubt it's anything you can't handle. Stick with us and you'll be fine.
That is something of a comfort.
Stick with me, and you'll never go hungry again.
So how'd you become a healer? Did you go to school?
No. I mean, I attended the missionary school for a few years as a child, but not to learn medicine. I was taught by Dr. Sedgwick. I worked as his apprentice for nearly a decade. He was a wonderful guardian and mentor. I am grateful for all his care.
You said Doc Sedgwick was your guardian? What about your parents?
I never knew my mother. She died soon after I was born. My father worked for Dr. Sedgwick, which is how I came to his household. He took me in when my father died from an infected wound.
I'm so sorry. How old were you?
I don't remember exactly, but I couldn't have been more than 5.
Did that have anything to do with you choosing to learn medicine?
I suppose so, yes. If I can save somebody's loved one, grant them extra time to cherish together, well, there's no better way to help people, is there?
When did you return to the Otham?
I went to them in April of last year, but it wasn't a return. They took me in. People were leaving town, and there was less need for me at the clinic. It was Dr. Sedgwick who encouraged me to find my own path. The Otham were kind to accept me as a guest, but truthfully, I'm glad for this opportunity to travel with you and the others.
You said the Otham took you in. They aren't your people?
No. I don't know who my people are. My father never told Dr. Sedgwick. and I have no memories of him talking about it. I think my parents came from somewhere to the east, but I'm not even sure of that.
Yay.
Have you ever tried tracking down where you came from?
No, I've considered it, but it's complicated. Perhaps someday.
Phil?
Señorita?
Will this be your first time visiting El Presidio?
It will. I have heard many tales of this so-called Mouth of the West. I am curious to find out which
I thought
ones
that
are
was
true.
Jake. I thought that was Jake that was the mouth of the West.
You're very polite, Phil, but please, call me Harley.
What is wrong with Señorita?
It's not my name.
Ah, but it is a sign of respect. I would never dream of addressing a new Spanish lady by her given name.
Well, things are different here.
As I am learning. If you wish it, it will be so.
Appreciate it. We'll talk more later.
I look forward to it.
We're slowing down again.
Good. I could use a change of environment. Harley, could I have a word outside?
Sure.
I wonder what's going on with Harley.
Sun's getting low. Time to set up camp.
Harley and I'll be back shortly. Just gonna take a walk over to that spring. Danny and the others can aid in the preparations.
You better not be skipping out every time there's work to be done, you hear?
Shall we?
Lead on.
Would you look at that spring? I ain't seen water that clear since that time I went swimming with the Prime Minister's rambunctious niece.
So, you wanted to talk to me about something?
I did. I can tell you've got a cogitating mind, always assessing the situation, finding the risks and opportunities. Now that we've got a real posse assembled, I'm keen to hear your thoughts on our little venture. Everything seem hunky-dory so far, in your estimation?
It's a good crew. It's an exciting mission. I have my doubts. Why are you asking me?
What's my opinion matter? You're the one who put this all together.
True, but I brought you in as our protection, to look out for us all. If anything smells off, you're the one I want to hear it from.
It's an odd bunch, all right, but all capable in their own way. If a treasure's out there to be found, I think this gang can do it.
Delighted to hear it. You let me know if that changes, all right?
You got it.
Right, well, we should be heading back. L. Smith Johnson will...
Oh, hey there.
Howdy, friend.
Who are you?
Welcome, welcome. Name's Aubrey Trout, but you're not here about me. I reckon you're here for the spring water.
Something special about it?
Something special about it? This here's an etheric spring. Best kept secret in the great western desert.
Etheric spring?
Sure. Y'all know about ethericity, don't you?
We're familiar.
Well, this water's got the same properties due to a confluence of etherically sensitive minerals deep in the earth, you see. This here's a hotbed. Taking a drink will cure whatever ails you and grant you the strength of 10 men.
No kidding.
Sounds like a bunch of baloney.
I've heard lots of tall tales, kid.
I'm sure you have, but this one's true. Let me show you. Observe.
Jumping Jehoshaphat.
Daily sips of this water have conferred upon me a practically superhuman strength.
Mm-hmm.
Now, tell me, how old do you think I am?
I imagine a spry young feller like yourself can't be more than
He's gonna say it's like
25?
60.
What
52.
if I told you I was 52?
What's your game exactly?
Enough beating around the bush. What's your game? You trying to get us to pay you for this water? Or go in on some fool business venture to sell the stuff?
Ma'am, I am wounded. Haven't tasted bliss. I just want to share it with my fellow man. Or is the spirit of generosity dead and buried? Okay, look, I'll take a drink now. Watch me. There, you see? Tastes like springtime and sunlight. Now, if the water was no good, would I have done that?
Reckon not.
So go on, friends. Share in the wealth.
take a sip.
If it does even half of what you say.
Don't do it, Jake.
Not so fast. Something is off. I'm
Yep.
sure you won't mind if I have a look around, Mr. Trout.
Be my guest.
All these trees look dead. That can't be a good sign.
Yeah.
Looks refreshing, but looks can be deceiving.
Yeah.
Was there a sign here at one point? Wonder what it said. Water of life, huh? I think something's tucked under there. What have we here? Magic Spring didn't do much for this beast's health. Wonder if this is hiding anything. Ow! Bunch of stickers. Damn.
Ow!
What's this? A money pouch. There's 10 crowns in here. What's this? These boards have been badly damaged, but it looks like it says W-R-N-I.
Warning.
Warning?
This looks like another sticker bush.
Nothing but twigs and leaves. They're circling low. That's not reassuring.
I already looked at this,
Did
I
this
think.
poor animal die after drinking the water, or because of it? Jake, I don't think you should drink that water.
Why not?
Just have a look at all the trees and plants around the spring. They're dead. I'd say that's a clear warning.
Oh, it's a desert. Plenty of straggly-looking vegetation.
There was a cow skull in the reeds. Looked deliberately hidden there.
Is that right?
Yes, I did that. Wasn't nefarious, just clearing the path so no one trips on it.
There was a warning sign over there, and someone destroyed it.
Really? That stick's been there since I found the place. Never seen a sign.
There's an awful lot of vultures in the area.
I did notice that, yes.
They're off in the distance. This spring's pretty well hidden still. Anything that doesn't find it dies of thirst out there.
Now wait just a minute. What are you trying to pull here, friend?
Nothing. I swear.
Right, and I'm the Prime Minister. Quite the little scam you've got going on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I think you do. Jake, maybe you can coax our friend here to talk?
I'd listen to the lady, partner, unless you want to be another notch on Gentleman Jake's holster.
Okay. I'll talk. The spring's toxic. I trick people into taking a sip and then rob them.
Gee, Rover Cripes, that's pretty low. Even for a confidence trickster.
It don't kill them. A little sip only knocks you out for a bit.
So how are you still standing after all those drinks you took?
I got a natural immunity. What can I say? Found a way to turn it to my advantage.
And that iron-bending trick?
Like you said, just a trick.
Course. I should have seen through that. We got ourselves a real piece of work here, Harley.
You're telling me.
What do you reckon we should do with them?
Let's teach him a lesson.
We can't let him work his tricks on anyone else. He needs to be punished.
I agree.
Please, don't kill me.
Do we look like murderers to you? We need to make an example of him.
I've got just the thing. Go get me some rope from the wagon, would you?
All right.
Burp, burp, burp.
That's some fine work, Jake.
Thank you. Maybe now our friend will think twice about leading people astray. Shall we?
Wait! You're just gonna leave me here?
Oh, plenty of folks travel this road. You know that, or you wouldn't have bothered laying your trap. I'm sure you'll encounter some charitable soul. Eventually.
Speaking of charitable souls, I found a stash of stolen money while I was snooping around.
Well, ain't that something? Come on, let's head back and see how the camp setup's going.
There we go.
So the little weasels concocted this whole story about how it's an etheric spring and the water has special powers, trying to hoodwink us into drinking it. All I can say is it's a good thing we ain't the rubes he took us for.
Yeah, the fellow was pretty sneaky.
I feel sorry for anyone falling prey to his tricks. He was a crafty one.
Even so, gotta get up pretty early in the morning to pull one over on old Jake.
So what happened when you found him out?
We got a full confession. Turns out, the water's poison. The snake worked up some scheme to get passers-by to drink, and then empty their pockets as soon as they were out of commission. Leastways, I think that's what he said. Couldn't catch half of it through his blubbering and sniffling.
I understood him fine because he wasn't crying. So we have to be careful because we don't want to bruise his eagle. Hey, Kestrel. Welcome to the living.
What are you talking about, Jake? He wasn't exactly happy about being exposed, but he wasn't crying or anything.
I was trying to add some drama, okay? You harbor some literary aspirations
It is
yourself,
Thursday.
don't you? It's called storytelling.
So how'd you deal with him?
We made an example of him.
You killed him?
Let's just say he won't be harming anybody
Oh my gosh, Jake.
Don't worry, Nadine. Jake's just pulling your leg. We left him tied up next to the spring and wrote up a sign warning about what he did. And whatever happens after, I guess, is up to the next person who comes along.
Oh, well, that's a relief.
Sounds like he got off easy.
You're not wrong.
Chili's almost ready. Holly, can you come help me and Phil serve?
Sure thing.
Well, Pokey and I tried to get your attention, Kestrel.
That smells heavenly.
The kid is a good cook, eh? But I believe this chili could use a little of my secret ingredient.
What's that?
Mezcal. I picked up a bottle
Ooh.
before we left Rosewater. Gives it a nice smoky flavor. And makes you feel nice afterwards, too.
Mezcal
This
is so
group needs
tasty.
a bit of loosening up, don't you think?
Okay, but just a little.
Okay, just make sure not to overdo it.
Me? Overdo it? Never.
That was half the bottle.
We should be ready to serve. Just one last taste. Tastier than usual. Smoky. Did one of you add something?
Just my secret ingredient.
Well, whatever it is, it's real nice. Come on, let's fill up these bowls and get everybody fed.
Sorry, I don't always see my Discord until I get on my PC after breakfast. Yeah, no worries.
That was some mighty fine chili, Danny boy.
Glad you liked it.
That was the best chili I've ever had. Not bad. They use salt. No, that was
I'd say it was the best damn chili I've ever tasted. You ever decide to give up gunslinging? Maybe you could open up a restaurant.
You really think so?
I'd be a regular.
Gosh, thank you.
It's a nice night.
Perfect for relaxing and enjoying the company of one's comrades. The best part of the day. I have always said that the battle is won or lost around the campfire the night before.
That's an accurate assertion.
Doing all right, Miss Johnson?
I'd say so. If you'll excuse me, it's been a long day. I need to rest up for tomorrow's drive. Night all.
That was some weird pathing. Well then, I guess Poki's going to continue my education in Europa Universalis 4.
You look like you're enjoying yourself.
And why should I not be? We have fine weather, good food, good company. Are you not?
Well, sure. I mean, this is great and all, but...
But nothing. Here, take a drink. Celebrate.
Respectfully decline.
I'm happy just to soak in the festive mood. Thanks. You go on, though.
Oh, I shall.
I hate to leave such merry company, but... I'm suddenly feeling very sleepy. Please excuse me. I'll see you all in the morning.
Sleep tight, Miss Redbird.
Night.
I guess I should have talked to her. I wanted to go down the line.
So, Danny, where'd you learn to cook chili anyway?
I just sorta picked it up. Can't really remember where.
Hell of a day, huh, Jake?
I'll say. It's disheartening to know there's so many men out there hell-bent on bringing others to ruination. But at least we saw through his ruse.
It's as they say. There's a mark born every minute, one to trim 'em and one to knock 'em. Time for me to call it a night.
Night, Harley.
Buenas noches.
Sleep well.
Okay, so no matter what, I will have missed somebody.
We leave within the hour. Don't leave anything behind.
Leave no trace. Good philosophy.
Say, Harley, care to join me and Jake for a stroll?
Where to?
Not far, just along the river. Thought we might enjoy the fresh air before getting cooped up in that tin can again.
Bonus nachos? What?
Danny
Where?
breaks wind like a horse in there, you know. Especially after one of his chilly nights.
Oh, come on. I do not.
I'm just joshing you, Danny boy. Shall we?
Lead on.
Macduff.
Beautiful, ain't it?
Let's keep going. I think the river bends up ahead.
Where are you going? Just around the river bend.
Awfully rough water.
Shucks, this ain't nothing. It gets real wild a little ways down.
What are you doing?
Just what are you doing up there, young man?
I'm playing.
You ought to be careful. Those branches are like twigs.
I'll pay these fussing old hens no mind, Sonny. I was the same at your age. Used to jump around trees like a lemur.
I'm good at climbing. Watch this.
And 3, 2, 1, and... Oh, I was a little bit quick. But there we go.
What do you think?
Mighty impressive, son.
Maybe you best go back to where you were. You're making me nervous.
You are a fussing hand. I told ya, I'm good at...
Snap. Crackle.
Shit! What the hell do we do now?
Go, Danny, go! Go, Danny, go!
Hot damn, he's got him. Now hurry up and come on back to shore.
I'm trying!
I can't swim!
Hold tight. We'll figure something out.
Okay, give me... Pick it up.
Feels kind of flimsy, but it might help.
Okay.
Here, grab onto this.
Danny!
Oh, shite.
Jake!
What?
You
I
guys
might have an idea, but I'll need something of yours.
Okay, what?
your jacket. Alright.
Give me your belts.
Okay, sure. Take them.
Now I've got a double loop. Danny, grab onto this. Jake, a little help, please?
Gotcha.
Thanks.
There we go.
That was some quick thinking, Danny boy. I'm impressed.
That was brave but incredibly stupid. I'm glad it worked out. That was very heroic, Danny.
I'll say, you're a true hero, Danny.
I just did what anybody would.
That's a load of bull, and you know it. The rest of us were standing around gawping, but you knew what needed to be done and didn't hesitate 1 second. Be proud of yourself, Danny. You've earned it.
She's right, you know. Damn fine instincts.
Hey, kid, how about a little gratitude for your rescuer? Danny here just saved your wretched back-talking neck.
Thanks, mister.
You're welcome. Have you got a family to get back to? They must be worried.
Yeah, Ma and Pa got a camp nearby.
Run along then, son. Be sure to tell him Gentleman Jake's brave assistant, Danny Luo, saved your life.
And stay out of trees, little brat.
All right now. Let's head back to the others so Danny can relate the tale of his heroic deeds.
Actually, I'll catch up later.
Suit yourself, hero. Hey, don't be too long.
What's going on with Danny?
Would you mind a little company?
Sure. I just needed a moment away from Jake anyway. I'm glad you're here.
You seem uncomfortable accepting praise. You really did do the right thing. How are you feeling?
What's going through your head right now?
I don't know. I guess I'm not sure how to feel. I mean, I should be happy, right? The kid's all right, we both made it back. But what if it had gone the other way? What I did was probably stupid. Leapt before I looked.
We can't predict if you're a good man, Danny.
Oh, Danny. You're a good man, you know that?
I don't know. I feel like I'm always trying to prove something and always coming up short.
But you're at least trying. That puts you ahead of 99% of the human race in my book.
Yep.
You are writing a book, aren't you?
Well, an article. I'll be sure to say in it that Danny Luo is a man of action.
Well, if you write it, I guess it must be true.
That how it works? Then I'll also write that Harley Legere is a millionaire and a genius.
And a good friend. Don't forget that part. I appreciate the talk, Harley.
Anytime. Let's get back to camp.
There we go. I mean, come on. Let's see, where are... I wish it went... Oh, can I take a look at the map? I can take a look at the map. Alright, so we're here. And we are making our way to El Presidio here. Alright. I've talked to everybody, so...
Hey, Danny, let's talk.
Sure.
I'm still impressed at how you just jumped in after that kid.
I'm just
I
glad we
chipped
were
them.
able to
Oh yeah,
save him.
absolutely.
It's nice to be on a team again. Like old times.
What was that about being on...
What about this team you mentioned?
So, before I met Jake, I used to run with some folks who, well, we got into some trouble. We were a posse. My best friend Petey was our leader. Petey and I left El Presidio along with 5 of our friends. We were looking for new lives out on the frontier. I told my parents we were pooling our money together to buy a farm, which was true. Except, we didn't actually have any money. Petey took charge and we all started off working odd jobs here and there. But he got impatient. He got it into his head that it would be easy money to rob a stagecoach. I didn't much care for the idea. But once Petey put his mind to something, there was no turning back. So the big day came, and things didn't go so well.
Big
Petey
surprise,
didn't
that.
make it. I was the only one who did.
I'm sorry.
Me too. I just wish I'd said something more. Push back harder on the whole idea. But honestly, talking about it helps. So, thanks, I guess.
Let's play a game.
How about a few hands of poker, boys?
Sounds good to me. What do you think, Danny boy?
I don't have anything to bet with.
We don't need to play for money. Only our honor at stake. What could be more valuable, huh?
Pass the time. Let's play.
Let's do it then.
I would absolutely ship Harley and Danny.
Hell of a game, boys.
Folks, we're making a brief stop. My legs could use a stretch.
Same here.
No, we have somebody else, and it looks like a
Now
missionary.
that is some truly impressive architecture.
Do you think so? Truly? That it does, impress?
It does. There's a few things I would change, but otherwise, yeah. Did you build this?
Is this your work?
I am indeed visionary, architect, and sole laborer. My name is Vilja Circas. What you see before you is a monument to love.
How do you mean?
This is my marriage proposal to my darling Martha. Every stone you see has been placed by my hand with utmost care. Soon it shall be completed, and my castle will have its queen.
Damn, feller. You're making the rest of us menfolk look bad.
What's she got to say?
I'm going into town to pick up a few things. I'll see y'all back on the wagon.
I'll come with you.
So how's this gonna get into trouble now?
I can't even begin to imagine how many stones it took to build that thing. Pardon me, Mr. Circus?
Yes, ma'am?
What made you decide to build a castle?
There's plenty of ways to profess your love. Why a castle?
I am architect and engineer by trade. Building things is what I know, and my beloved Martha always loved castles. I thought this would be fitting. She will be so surprised when she sees it. I cannot wait to see her face.
Tell me about Martha.
I want to hear more about this Martha. How did you meet her?
Her father was chairman of rail company where I worked in Rampton. He introduced us.
And you started courting?
For a time, yes. Then my work brought me to Western Vespuccia, but we have corresponded. I send letter every month.
Hang on. When was the last time you saw Martha?
Just before I came here. 7 years.
Oh boy. Are you planning on living here?
Is it your intention to actually live in this place?
Of course.
Wouldn't it help to have some doors?
All in due time. My dear Martha has delicate constitution. Desert heat will be good for her health.
Does she have problems with her breathing?
Yes, I believe so. Often when I would visit, her housemaid would say she was too ill to see anyone.
Now, I've heard that one before.
How did you build
You
a...
said you built this all by yourself? How do you manage that?
As I said, I am engineer by trade. There are
Yep.
plenty of stones all around. I simply gather and place them.
When did you start building the castle?
Just how long have you been at this, anyway?
7 years.
Caramba.
Great work takes time.
What if Martha says no?
You're telling me you haven't seen Martha in 7 years, and you've built her this castle hoping she'll marry you? What if she says no?
She will not refuse me. Not when she sees what I can give her. But perhaps you will see for yourself. I sent her telegram to invite her here, and she sent a response. Today, she will be here.
You're not from Vespuccia, are you?
You have an interesting accent. Where do you come from?
I am from Lithuania. I came to Vespuccia to work on railroad and build bridges.
And how has this country treated you, compadre?
Very well. I have had many opportunities. The money I earned allowed me to build my dream.
I'll just be off for now. Thanks for the talk.
Goodbye.
Let's go this way. That looks like Martha.
Harley, does it seem to you that something is not quite right about Mr. Circus' story?
I had that thought, yes.
I have a suspicion that the lady over there might have some clarification to offer.
Yeah.
Ma'am?
Yes?
Your name wouldn't happen to be Martha, would it?
Why, yes it is. Martha Ward. Do I know you?
No, but I've heard lots about you.
I've just had a chat with Mr. Circus.
Mr. Vilja Circus told me all about you.
Oh, did he? Is he now enlisting strangers to assist him courting a married woman?
Wait, you're married?
Quite happily, 6 years last June.
Santa Maria.
Does Mr. Circus know that?
No. That's why I'm here.
Huh. Honestly, this entire misunderstanding at this point is her fault.
How did you and Mr. Circus meet?
He worked for my father's company. We were introduced at a Yuletide soiree. He was pleasant enough, but then he began calling on me at home. I didn't wish to encourage him, but he kept pursuing me anyway.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever actually tell Mr. Circus you weren't interested?
I gave him no favorable sign. Eventually, I stopped receiving him with my father's blessing. He imagined a better match for me than some associate engineer. Thankfully, Mr. Circus was reassigned to Western Vespuccia after a few months.
Does your husband know you're here?
Is your husband aware that you've come here?
Oh, heavens no, he'd be furious. I left him a note saying I was going to visit my sister. Naturally, he has no idea Circus even exists. But he's very protective.
Oh boy.
Mr. Circus told me you've been corresponding all this time.
Is that what he said?
He claims to have sent you a letter every month.
And they've each gone straight into the fire. I would have thought he'd get the message after years with no reply. But he's left me no choice except to come here and spell it out for him.
Or you could have just sent him a letter.
Is the desert heat making you feel better?
I beg your pardon?
Mr. Circus said it might help your delicate constitution.
Yes, I suppose he would think that. You see, when I didn't wish to receive him, I would instruct my staff to make excuses. Say I wasn't feeling well, or away taking the water somewhere. It wasn't entirely forthright of me, I admit, but Circus was vexatiously persistent.
Enjoy your day, ma'am.
You as well. And if you see Mr. Circus again, please don't tell him I'm staying here. I'll go and speak with him when I'm ready.
Send him some tropical rain. Ay, ay, ay. Gosh, annoy.
Last point in. Doesn't inspire much confidence, does it?
Nope.
Too bad we haven't got more time to spare. I could use a wash.
I cannot believe that fool spent all his time chasing a married woman. Has he no shame?
He had no idea. She didn't tell him.
You know, I can't help but remember the time I made a grand declaration of love. Wasn't quite this elaborate, but it came close.
I'm sure you don't really need to impress us.
And what was the lucky lady's name?
He doesn't remember.
Meredith.
Oh.
She was something real special. Shame it didn't work out between us. Hope things go better for this feller.
I really do admire this gentleman's dedication. It's rare to find someone so committed to anything.
Committed? Obsessed, I'd say.
Is it obsession to want to finish what you start? To build a home? To enjoy?
This is something else. This guy's a special shade of lunatic.
You go over here. Double check. Yep, nope.
Not sure what's in them, but they look heavy. Suppose it gets the job done, eventually. This fellow's been busy, no doubt about that.
Okay. Does he have anything different to say on this screen?
I cannot believe that fool spent...
She really did a terrible thing.
Pardon me,
But
Mr. Circus?
he's also an idiot.
Yes, ma'am?
Did you know Martha was married?
Mr. Circus, there's something you should know about Martha.
What? What is it?
Well, it turns out she's married. Has been for 6 years.
What? How do you know this? Did you meet her?
Yes. She said she would come speak to you when she was ready.
Ah, this explains everything. When I did not hear from her, I blamed this country's ineffectual postal service. But clearly this brute has kept her from writing. Or even hidden my letters from her.
No, you don't understand.
Oh, I understand. I understand very well. She would not have agreed to come if she did not want to escape unhappy marriage.
Right. I'll just be off for now. Thanks for the talk.
Goodbye.
Oh boy. We get to act as the go-between.
I can't even begin to imagine how many...
Okay. Yeah, no, he's blind is the word I would choose.
Ma'am?
Yes?
Circus...
Mr. Circus seems convinced you're going to leave your husband for him.
And I'm sure Mr. Circus also believes pigs can fly.
How will you deal with him? He clearly won't take no for an answer.
I'll find a way. I'll just...
Martha!
Bronson, what are you doing here?
I'd ask you the same. Why did you lie to me?
Oh, Bronson, I didn't want to, but I had no choice. Things are just so complicated.
What in the ether does that mean? And who are these people?
Someone... To say nothing, or we're trying to help.
Mr. Ward, I presume? We're just passing through, but we'd like to help your wife.
What are you talking about?
Please, Bronson, I can explain everything.
Damn fine idea. Start by telling me what you're really doing here.
I came to deal with some personal business.
Personal business? What personal business could you have?
Oof. Rude. What do you think? Bronson, you should respect your wife's privacy, or, you know, Martha, Mr. Circus isn't looking too bad right now. Oh, fuck. Oh, man. Because, oof. Oof. First one's a bit better. All right.
There's a reason it's personal. You don't need to know everything about your wife.
Like hell I don't. What business is this of yours, anyway?
Perhaps you should just tell him, Senora.
I have an unwanted suitor. I've come here to tell him to leave me alone once and for all.
You what? Where is he? I'll kill him.
No, you will not.
I will so. Tell me where to find the bastard.
Hey now, get that bee out of your bonnet.
I've had it up to here with your cheek. I don't need your help. I'll find him myself.
Oh, boy.
Bronson, come back here this instant. I can't believe you. You've no idea what my husband is capable of.
I do not think that went very well.
This is not...
Scoundrel! Ruffian! I'll teach you to lust after another man's wife!
Ah, so you are the swine keeping Martha prisoner.
Why, you foreign bastard!
Whoa, easy, feller.
Bronson, have you gone mad?
You have until the count of 10 to get out of my sight, and out of our lives forever. Otherwise, I'll make sure you won't bother us again. 1, 2...
Quit the theatrics, Mr. Ward. Leave that poor fool alone.
Shut up! This is my business!
Maybe so, but we aren't going to stand here and allow you to put this man's life in danger.
Bronson, put that gun away and stop acting like a fool!
I'm doing this for you, my sweet!
But I asked you not to, Sugar Plum.
Don't do anything. God damn. I can't save. Yeah, sure.
You did well to listen to your wife, Mr. Ward.
This is, after all, her business, and not yours.
I'm her husband. Of course it's my business.
Mr. Ward, stay your hand. Don't do something you'll regret.
My only regret will be leaving this cat alive.
Mr. Circus, I think it's very clear that this isn't going your way. Just let her go. She's not worth your life.
Very well. Please, sir, I will not trouble you again.
Do I have your word? You will stay away from my wife and disappear from our lives for good?
You have my word.
Very good. Come, Martha. Let's get out of this cesspit.
A moment, please. I will be right behind you. I'm terribly sorry it all had to turn out this way, Vilius.
Why did you not tell me you no longer desired my affections?
I didn't know how.
Martha, I am here now. Tell me what you feel.
I feel nothing for you. I never did. I don't know why I never said anything. I think I was afraid of your reaction. But I hoped you would take my silence as a clear indication of my disinterest.
I cannot believe what I am hearing. I spent 7 years building this castle for you. All my money, everything I own was spent to fund the construction. And now, this.
You were both in the wrong.
You know, the pair of you make me sick.
I beg your pardon?
This poor dimwit wastes years of his life obsessing over a woman too lily-livered to tell him the truth. I'd say you deserve each other.
And here I thought you were on my side.
Harley is right. You each need to face your truths.
Disgraceful.
Perhaps I should have been bolder in speech and made my refusal more plain.
And I should have heard the words in your silence.
Please forgive me. And forget me.
I can promise the one, never the other. Goodbye, Martha.
You think? Yeah, serious.
Rough break, fella. But there's plenty of mares on the plain.
You speak of horses when I have been spurned by a goddess.
Now then, deifying was probably your first mistake.
What's going on here?
Oh, you missed a hell of a show.
You gonna be all right, Mr. Circus?
I will carry on.
What will you do with this castle?
It is the only home I have. I am not sure.
I know which one you would say, Kestrel. At least I'm fairly confident which one you would say, even if you would only say it in joking. Turn it into an orphanage or a shelter? You could charge passerbys to look inside. I mean, he needs money.
I'm sure your castle will attract travelers. Caught our eye, for sure. You could open it to guests, charge admission, earn back some of what you spent on it.
And invite the whole world to gawk at my misfortune? What else is left to me? Tour guide of monument to my folly.
We done here?
I believe so.
Good.
I guess the orphanage would have been the better choice. Wrath Valley. Dang, we moving at a snail's pace.
Hey, Nadine.
Hello, Harley.
What's that you're reading?
Good book.
I'm not much of a literary critic, but it helps pass the time. Danny told me you're a writer. Have you published any books?
Me? No, books are way beyond my reach. I stick to articles and essays, and have trouble enough with those.
You shouldn't underestimate yourself. It wouldn't surprise me to see a book with your name on the cover someday.
Well, that's kind of you to say. Guess we'll see. Phil?
Harley?
How did you end up in Vespuccia?
Now we've got some time. Care to tell me about how you came to Vespuccia?
I can appreciate your curiosity, although it is painful to relate. But you may as well know. I had assembled Lieutenant General de la Vega and several of my men in Jicotea, a small village on the Loyola River. We were preparing an operation to liberate the nearby town of Caballo Viejo. The Spanish army had it under occupation for some weeks, seeking intelligence on our movements. But before we could act, they struck without warning, and without mercy. They did not confine themselves to fighting armed revolutionary soldiers. Old men, women, children, all were valid targets in their eyes.
That's terrible.
All held collectively responsible for resisting imperial rule. Victory was out of the question. We were hopelessly outmatched. Many brave souls laid down their lives to allow innocents a chance for escape. As civilians fled the village, I led the retreat north with Lieutenant General de la Vega. We gathered what we could of our forces from other positions along the way. It was clear that the army would relentlessly target any village known to harbor revolutionary cells and administer the same treatment. I left Jicotea a smoking ruin. I could not allow that to happen again. Temporary exile was the only alternative.
How long ago was this?
Just how temporary has this exile been?
A little more than a month now. I find it not so easy to keep count of the days.
What is it you're fighting?
So, this revolution. What exactly is it you're fighting for?
What does any man who is oppressed fight for? Freedom. Simple as that. The imperial government has grown fat on the labor of the masses. They torture and imprison anyone who dares speak out against their abuses. My people and I are straining to throw off the yoke of colonialism.
We'll talk more later.
I look forward to it.
Leger, get up here a minute, would you?
Okay. What do we do?
What's going on?
I don't much care for the looks of that sky.
No? Looks fine to me.
Give it half an hour and it won't. There's a dust storm coming. We need to seek shelter fast.
We can't just stop and wait it out on the wagon?
Even secured, there's a chance it could blow over. I'm not risking it. There's a house up ahead a ways. We'll stop and see if we can shelter there.
All right. I'll let the others know.
But you're in a show. Yeah, well, I've seen many things get blown apart by
Lola
windstorm.
wasn't kidding about the storm picking up. Is someone living here?
Well, time to go knock on the door.
Hello? Anybody home? No answer. And wouldn't you know it, it's locked. Good thing I've got these lockpicks.
Thanks.
Oh!
Can I help you with something?
My companions and I need a place to ride out the storm. We thought this house was abandoned.
Well, it's not. But how many are ye?
There's 6 of us. That's our wagon back there on the road.
Well then, go fetch 'em.
You're sure?
I won't have ye blow away on me porch. And you'll be keeping an old man company. So long as you're not bandits or thieves, are ye?
No, sir. We're fortune seekers. Of an honest sort.
Then we'll be getting along just fine. Now, get your folk in here quick, before we all get whisked to Kingdom Come.
Appreciate you letting us ride out the storm in here, sir. Mighty good of you.
Ah, of course. As I told your mate, I'm glad for the company. Welcome to me home. I'm Captain Philip Boylan.
Pleasure's all ours. I'm Jake Ackerman. And this is Miss Leger, Mr. Luo, Mr. Marquez, Ms. Redbird, and Miss Johnson.
Fine-looking crew, sure. And not to worry, there's plenty of space here. I've a spare room upstairs and a settee in the library.
You're a sea captain?
So, Captain Boylan, would that be a sea captain?
Aye.
We're a long way from water. What brought you out here?
There'll be time for trading tales soon enough. For now, I'll be needing some assistance. I was about to start supper. Seeing as I'm setting extra places, I could use a couple more hands.
I'd be glad to help.
As would I.
Ah, grand.
Could you use another?
Sure. All right, shall we? The rest of ye, make yourselves at home. I'll sound the gong when supper's ready.
Interesting.
Excellent work, galley crew. We'll be feasting within the hour.
You're fortunate to be so well provisioned. We recently visited a community that was having trouble with their crops. I hope they have enough stored to last the winter.
So, Captain?
Aye?
Where'd you get so many potatoes?
Where did all these potatoes come from?
Suppose the dust was kicking up already when ye arrived, so ye didn't see. They're from me own fields, just yonder.
You're a farmer then?
Just an old retired sea dog making do. I just thank God me crops have fared so well.
Captain, I was wondering...
Aye?
Where did you get that gong?
Oh, that were a gift from an old friend who spent a few years sailing out of Shanghai. Is that from whereabouts ye hail yourself, Mr. Luo?
Me? Oh, no. That is, my parents came over from China, though I'm not sure where exactly. They never talk much about it. But my brother and I were both born in El Presidio.
Ah.
Oh. Have you been to China?
So have you ever been to China?
No. I hope to go someday, though. Maybe I can convince Jake to take his show overseas once this trip's over.
Maybe. Stranger things have happened.
She's amazing grabbing those potatoes without even looking.
How come your parents didn't tell you where they came from?
They don't like talking about their old lives. I eventually gave up asking.
Such a shame. I never knew where my parents came from either.
Well, the important thing is, we're enjoying each other's company right here and now.
Right.
Right here,
Well,
right now.
this should be plenty. Thank ye. Why not go rest up? I'll sound the gong when supper's ready.
That was lovely. What an interesting life he's led.
I bet he's got as many stories as Jake. Now, speaking of which, I better go find him.
I'm going to look in the library. See you at dinner.
Alright. I'm more intrigued by the library than a bed.
It seems the good captain is an avid reader.
No kidding.
And apparently a musician.
That's a nice instrument.
Isn't she? Very finely crafted. I wonder how the captain came by her.
We're in the middle of the desert, but it feels like we could be at sea. These shelves are full of ship's logbooks. Captain Boylan had a long career.
Wow. Wow.
Nautical adventures, war stories, medieval romances, and frontier tales.
Hmm.
Such an intricate design.
Must have taken ages to carve.
Must be
A
Scrimshaw.
gentum jug.
Say that 5 times fast.
Gentum jug, gentum jug, jug.
Some kind of navigational instrument. I haven't a clue how
Looks
it
like a
works.
sextant. Used for finding the angle to the North Star.
I'm no expert, but it
Gives
looks
you your
old,
latitude.
foreign, and valuable. Classical dialogues, poetry, and natural philosophy.
That's quite the collection. And some fine whiskey.
The label says Barbados rum.
Oh, rum. No, we're not gonna take the poker. We don't want to betray his hospitality. That looks like a steamer.
The port of Gascon, if I'm not mistaken. Been years since I've seen it. The plaque says the Corunna. Oh, that's interesting. There's a little model sailor that looks kind of like Captain Boylan.
Yep, absolutely, Kestrel. Let's see. Let's look at all the paintings.
It doesn't do much for me. A ship in a dense fog.
I don't know what's what.
This is the water closet.
Oh, thank you. I assume this is the spare.
Wasted no time making yourself comfortable, I see.
My back's been acting up lately, you know? Truth is, it's been a while since I was out on the road like this, camping with only a bedroll every night. Guess I got used to inns and soft mattresses. And there's a decent bed in the show wagon. Now, it ain't like I've gone soft or nothing, just, you know, showing my old bones some love.
What about you, Danny?
Hey, Danny.
Hi, Harley. Do you mind if we talk later? I'm feeling a little white.
Sure, not a problem. Evocative scene.
Don't stare at that painting too long or you'll get seasick.
Speaking from experience.
Let's just say I'm glad it's on the wall behind me.
Looks like a lovely painting.
Storm's still going.
I'm glad we found a safe place to stay.
I like the fact that the painting is a high-res image that plays against the rest of it. Wash my face a bit.
Miss Johnson, there you are.
Yep.
Anything interesting out there?
Can you see anything through that spyglass?
Just the wagon. Wanted to make sure it's standing up to the storm.
And is it?
Seems to be. Excuse me, won't you?
I want to know her story.
I can just make out the wagon through the dust. At least it hasn't blown away.
I wonder what. That's quite a lot of clothing.
Musty smelling mess of laundry. Captain Boylan was quite dashing in his youth. Finely carved. Must be quality craftsmanship.
You haven't played her story? I'm not playing her story, Pokey. Not going through his stuff. Although this is exactly the scenario that would result in
A painting of a harbor. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before.
I think that's from Lamplight City. Might be a scene explicitly from Lamplight City.
A seaside landscape. I'm detecting a theme.
Yeah, it might have something to do with the fact that, I don't know, he was a captain?
That probably goes to a closet or a basement or something.
And it's locked.
Locked.
Haven't talked to everybody yet.
Quite a collection, huh?
You know, Dr. Sedgwick was also fond of collecting. Not like this, though. Mostly things like medical diagrams, antique surgical implements, and wax anatomical models. When I was young, I used to go into his office to sneak peeks at the old books that had illustrations of people showing different afflictions. Pustules and lesions, scrofula, all the venereal diseases at once.
Interesting.
That sort of thing. They were kind of horrifying, but also strangely fascinating.
Why, Nadine, you absolute scamp.
Alright. Yeah, I figured that would happen.
I can't remember the last time this table was so full. How are ye finding the fare?
Not bad.
Most satisfactory.
The very soul of rustic simplicity. Quite simple and, unadorned.
Oh boy. Yes, I like it. Think you could have done better, Jake?
And no adornment needed. My compliments to the kitchen. But then I'm not exactly impartial.
In any case, it's been a real pleasure having a proper meal at a table.
Been roughing it then?
And how? A campfire don't compare to this.
Where are ye folks headed?
El Presidio.
Ah, I used to sail out of there.
You know anything about Dr. Clark?
Have you by chance heard of Dr. Bennett Clark?
I can't say the name rings a bell. Is he a friend of yours?
No, he's really of no relevance. Can't imagine why Miss Legere would bring him up. You said you sailed from El Presidio, Captain Boylan?
Aye, for many a year. I used to captain a whaler.
No kidding. You must have some stories.
A fair few. I could tell ye about the largest beast we ever snared. The one what took me leg.
How about we save it for after dinner?
Sounds interesting, but maybe we could hear it after dinner?
Aye, fair enough.
I'm sorry for anybody who is affected by slurping
It's
sounds.
a fine meal. And a fine meal should be followed by some fine rum and conversation. Would ye care to join me in the library?
That sounds like a perfect way to pass the evening.
I'm going to retire. Sounds like the storm's died down, so I'm bunking in the wagon.
You sure that's a good idea, Miss Johnson?
I'm sure. See y'all bright and early.
Miss Johnson here is a human barometer.
Harley, a word?
What is it?
Captain Boylan's a friendly feller, but you were a mite loose-lipped at dinner, if I may say. We don't need every Tom, Dick, and Harry knowing about our search for Clark's money.
Never mentioned the money.
I only asked Boylan if he'd heard of Clark, not a word about the money.
Still, you're treading on thin ice. A more curious sort might start probing, and we don't need that.
Point taken.
Glad we're on the same page. Now let's go join the party.
Interesting.
Sure you won't have some rum, Miss Redbird?
I'm sure. Thank you.
And for you, Miss Legere.
Yeah, please.
Don't mind if I do.
A toast to new friends.
Cheers!
Why did...
Damn, where'd you say this stuff came from?
A gift from an old friend in Barbados. Best rum in the world, in my opinion. Got plenty more in me cellar. You're welcome to it. Now then, Mr. Marquez, I had a question for ye.
I may have an answer.
Am I mistaken, or are ye of the new Spanish persuasion?
I am, yes.
Ha ha! Grand! I'd like ye to have this.
Oh. Damn.
She belonged to an old friend of mine. New Spanish, like yourself. He used to play the most beautiful music. He left her to me when he died, but I always felt she should return to her proper home, as it were.
I'm honored.
Suppose I ought to have asked if ye play.
In fact, I do. A little bit, anyway.
Go on, then. Give us a song.
Very well, but let me tune her first.
Not much of a tune.
That should do. Now, let's see if I remember.
I love Spanish guitar. That was beautiful.
Goodness, that was beautiful. Where did you learn that?
Thank you, Harley. I had a tutor as a child. My father insisted I learn to play something, so I chose the guitar.
Well, ain't you just full of surprises?
I think this calls for another round.
Hear, hear.
None for me, thanks.
Well, no. We've had some drinks and music. How about a tale or two? I owe ye one after all.
Go on then, tell us.
Jesus, it was back in 25. I remember it well. We was circling a lagoon off the coast of New Spain. We were on the point of giving up, when suddenly, this great monster breaches off the port bow. She was the biggest I'd ever seen. I shouted the order to launch the whaleboats in pursuit. All me men put all their backs and all their hearts into rowing, so they did, and soon we was on her like flies on shit. All around the water was churning, white with foam. The beast surfaced again, so close we nearly capsized. But the harpooner, God bless him, had steady legs and a steadier aim on him, and he struck true. Then the battle began. Oh, how she thrashed and reared. Somehow the rope got wrapped round me leg and pulled and tore almost clean through. I thought I was a goner, for sure. But it wasn't over yet. At last, the beast tired out. We hauled her in just as it was getting dark. Cutting her up was no easy job. She was 50 foot if she was an inch. I got a good sum for all that oil and blubber. But it wasn't only the whale went under the knife that night. Oh no, Doc cut me up too. Taking care of what little was left of me leg by that point. Saved me life.
Quite a tale.
And with that, I'll leave ye for the night. Stay up late as ye like. All I ask is ye not disturb me in me quarters. I'm not a light sleeper, but I can be a right bastard when startled.
I promise we'll steer clear and tiptoe quieter than the angels. Good night, Captain.
See y'all in the morning.
Interesting.
Don't know about you folks, but I ain't ready to bed down just yet.
Yes, the night is still young.
Let's say we have a couple more rounds.
The rum's all gone, though.
Captain Boylan said he had more in the cellar.
I'll just go fetch a bottle or two. Oh, bad news. Cellar's locked.
Oh, chingada.
Guess the party's over, then?
Not necessarily. Harley, would you be so kind as to apply your skills to our little problem?
Forget it. I want no part of this.
Oh no, you can just forget it. I'm not breaking into the cellar.
Who said anything about breaking in? We have permission. The lock is merely an oversight on the part of our host.
Just give it a try. If you can't do it, we'll yield.
All right. So, what do you think I should do? Should I or shouldn't I? Do or do not?
I said no.
If Harley won't get that door open, I will.
I think that may be an even worse idea.
Are you going to blow the door open with dynamite?
Of course not. But I will find a way. Unless Harley has had a change of heart.
I really wish I could save right now.
Okay, fine. I'll get the door open. I've still got my lockpicks, so it'll be a cinch.
Atta girl. Let us know when you done it.
I really don't want to do this. This is where we find out the captain's a madman. Alright. Locks. What type of lock was it? It's the fancy... this one. The key stays still, the diamond shines, turn up just once, then down 3 times.
Fantastic. Jake? Phil? I got it.
Nice work, Harley. Now let's go get that rum.
Why are they so loud?
I cannot see a thing down here.
How about we light that wall lamp?
This will help us see down here if we can light it. A poker for stoking the fire.
I don't know if this is a good idea, but once Jake gets something in his head, there's no stopping him.
I agree.
Please try not to get us in any trouble, Harley.
I tried not to.
One of the doors is slightly open. I shouldn't be. For an old sea captain, Boylan's got some rather modern conveniences. Well stocked, but not with anything I need.
Oh wait, there they are. I just saw the matches.
Don't mind if I do. Much better.
Now, about that rum.
What was that?
Sounded like the captain's voice. Come on. You heard it too, huh?
Yes, it came from upstairs, I think.
It sounded like Captain Boylan, but aren't his quarters on this floor?
I thought the same.
Perhaps we should go see if he's all right.
Yep, you and Miss Redbird check the spare room. Danny and I'll check the bedroom. Harley, you look in the captain's quarters. We ain't got time to lose.
Okay, where are the captain's quarters if they're on this floor?
Odd. Captain Boylan's not here. Where could he have gone? The storm has eased up some. An old oak wardrobe.
He doesn't sleep down here.
The others are looking upstairs.
I just did.
Looks like a sea bunk. Guess old habits die hard. No mirror. I guess Captain Boylan doesn't do much preening here. An old oak wardrobe.
Let's see, it's 1850. He said he was a captain in 25. What am I missing in the captain's quarters?
There's an old book in here. A journal. Better take it. Looks like a sea. Can't really see anything in here.
No,
The
don't.
captain won't miss.
No, I didn't want to take it.
The storm is easy. A set of keys. One of them must unlock the cellar. No need to worry about that anymore, though.
Well, you can use them to... Well, no, she hasn't said that we searched everything yet.
The captain still has some old country pride.
All right. I gotta do a quick BRB. Give me a few minutes, and I appreciate everybody's patience. All right, I'm back, and I appreciate everybody's patience. All right, so yeah, we got the keys.
No mirror, I guess.
I searched that.
Can't really. The others are later. Captain Boyle. Imagine bringing down a giant whale with something like that.
Yep.
I shouldn't.
do I need? I don't... Oh wait, I have a match, don't I?
Hang on. What's this? There's a small switch in the back. Well, I'll be damned. Captain! You're still breathing, thank God. Hang on, I'll get help.
He appears to be fine physically, but he seems to be in some sort of trance.
A trance? How do you mean?
His eyes are open, but he's not really awake. He's gone within himself. I've seen people do this voluntarily, to meditate or relive certain memories, but Captain Boylan seems trapped.
Is there anything we can do?
I'm not entirely sure. Did he say anything when you found him, Harley?
Not a word.
I'm at a loss. Something brought this on, but what?
Could have been something he ate. Maybe he drank too much. Why did he come to this hidden room?
Could it have something to do with this room? If he went to the trouble of building a secret passage, it must have some significance to him.
That's a very good point. I would say this place is a sanctuary.
But from what? The man lives alone in the desert already. What's he need a secret sanctuary for?
Look, on the wall there.
It's a sketch of Captain Boylan with 5 other men. His crew, maybe? There's a signature. A. Kranich.
Kranich? God forgive me.
Captain, can you hear me?
The dome? The dome!
What doom? What do you mean?
I came from nowhere. I ought to have taken heed. I ought to have let it take me.
Captain? Captain?
Well then.
He's unresponsive again.
Alright.
Poor man. It's clear he's suffering.
But what?
I only wish I could diagnose the cause.
Trauma?
I think I have an idea.
Yes?
That chair, the way it's positioned, facing that sketch, this room being hidden, I think something happened to those men. Something bad. And I think the captain blames himself for it.
Yeah.
Probably comes in here to punish himself.
Oh, how you figure that?
Because, well, call it a hunch.
Because that's
I
what
don't
Danny
know.
would do.
Seems kind of far-fetched, don't it?
Not entirely. I've read some of the new theories about the study of the mind. A particularly traumatic event may have shaken Captain Boylan's sanity.
So, he has gone mad?
Yes, but he may not be beyond help. We could try to reach him. I could try a form of hypnosis.
Oh, sure. That's where you get him to cluck like a chicken, right?
Not at all. It means he would be calmed and put into a receptive state. Then we could speak directly with his unconscious mind. But to have the best chance, we would have to recreate the environment he's experiencing as accurately as possible.
And how do we do that?
Recreate the environment? Just how do you propose we do that?
We must each take on a role.
Oh, you mean like play acting?
Something like that. If we can each convincingly assume the identities of the men in that sketch, the captain may feel they are truly here with him. His fantasy will become clear, and we'll be able to guide him through and out of it.
Sounds just crazy enough to work.
But we know nothing about these men, aside from what they look like.
Which means we need to find out more. The more details we have, the better.
Then let's put this show together. Harley, you're good at finding things. See if Captain Boylan had a diary or something.
All right, I'm on it.
Way ahead of you.
There's not much in here. I guess Captain Boylan didn't care much for writing. Here's an interesting passage.
Fisher landed another whale today on his first shot. I asked him how he managed it. Turns out he's been tying his wife's kerchief to the harpoon handle. Swears it brings luck and improves his aim. Ah, to be young and in love.
Okay.
There's not much in here's an
Fisher landed. Turns out he's... Ah.
What's this, a journal?
Captain Boylan's personal one.
I see. Well, I'll let you pore over it for any pertinent information.
Alright. Well, we did that. I think our best bet is the place I did not want to check in this room here. Oh, nope, not that room. This room.
It's empty. Looks like a navigational chart. I'll take it with me.
Okay.
Spare linens and an old sketch.
Let's take a look at the chart.
There's a path drawn around an island that says Detour. The name of the island's been crossed out. A sketch of a ship, the Derwent. There's a note. Captain Boylan, looking forward to our first voyage together. Signed A. Cranach. Cranach? That's the same name on the sketch in the attic. So the Derwent must be the ship I'm looking for.
Okay. And this one was not the Durant.
The plaque says the Corunna. Oh, that's interesting. There's a little, and that other one there looks like one of the men in the attic sketch. I need to figure out exactly who it is.
Okay.
Hey, I've seen this sort of thing before. I believe it's called scrimshaw.
Yep.
It's been carved with a whale design. It's got an old sailing ship on it. It's got a seabird on it. A pelican, I think. Someone carved a lighthouse onto this.
Okay.
This is the...
This is the water closet. There's nothing there for it.
A ship in a dense fog.
Okay, let's go downstairs.
Probably full of more rum. Another unlit lamp. There we are. An old navigational chart. Looks awfully familiar. These two charts show the same land masses. The island crossed out on my chart is called Hastram Skerry.
Okay.
Ah, here we are. The logbook for the Derwent. The Derwent sailed out of El Presidio in 1830. Listed crew is Captain Philip Boylan, First Mate Michael Benelli, Navigator Karanga Payo, Harpooner Jalal Fisher, Dr. Jonas Francois, Cook George O'Malley, and Alfred Cranach, profession unlisted.
Oh, there we go. Let's take a better look at the scrimshaw here.
Such an intricate design.
Okay, we don't get a better idea of what it is. Oh wait, I went the wrong way. A. Cranach. Alright, let's look at the... We'll go into the captain's secret room. We gotta figure out who the...
That's Captain Boylan on the left. According to the ship's log, these other men are Harpooner Jalal Fisher, Cook George O'Malley, Dr. Jonas Francois, First Mate Michael Benelli, and Navigator Karenga Payo.
Okay, so we know what they look like. So maybe now we can find out who the other person is on this ship here.
The plaque says, oh, that's interesting. And that looks like First Mate Benelli. They must have been shipmates.
Okay.
I found the ship's log for the crew in the sketch.
Nicely done. Let's have a look. All right, so we've got a first mate, navigator, harpooner, doctor, cook, and artist. We can probably leave that last one out.
Okay, so Danny can be the cook, Nadine the doctor, Phil the harpooner, you can be the navigator, and I'll be the first mate.
Oh, don't you think I ought to be the first mate?
Does it really matter?
Reckon not. Right, now all we need are some props.
Props?
Sure, for authenticity. Have another look at the sketch. Each of the crewmen is either wearing or holding something unique.
Jake's right. If we each have the appropriate item, it will increase our chances of convincing the captain that we are his former crew. I'd also suggest trying to learn at least one personal detail about each one, just in case.
Okay, I'll have a look around.
Bring me any items you find.
And let me know when you're ready to begin the performance.
This is a lot to keep track of. I'd better make a list.
Making a list and checking it twice. Gonna find a telescope, a harpoon, and knife. Okay, so we need to go to the books. Harpoon.
Can't reach it from down here.
Alright. Search the books.
Nautical adventures, classical dialogues, poetry, and natural philosophy. Atlases, travelogues, and naval histories. A bust of some lady in a helmet.
Okay. No. And here.
Can't see much aside.
Navigator.
I'll take this hat.
I believe this was empty, right?
It's empty.
Going out of our way to make sure.
There's an empty bottle and a note in here. I'll take the note.
Alright, let's take a look at the note.
Captain Boylan, I recommend taking 1 nitroglycerin tablet per day and avoiding overexcitement. Dr. Francois.
Okay. How do I get that?
Imagine bringing down a giant... Can't reach it.
Nope.
The label says...
There's no... Oh, poker.
This could be useful.
Yeah, the poker could be useful because we can use the poker to get the harpoon.
I could reach it with the poker and knock it down, but it's liable to impale me. I'd better find a safer way.
I mean, the poker kind of looks like a harpoon.
Captain Boylan keeps...
He keeps a tidy house, but dang is it in a state of disrepair. Okay, let's... Oh, wait, wrong way. I wish there was a map to fast travel with. Is there anything else? Oh.
Boylan set up a sort of shrine from the look of it. That's Captain Boylan on the left. According to the ship's log, these other men are harpooner Jalal Fisher, cook George O'Malley, Dr. Jonas Francois, first mate Michael Benelli, and navigator Karenga Payo.
So we have the hat. We have the telescope. An apron maybe? A book or glasses.
I must admit, this is all very odd, though I do pity the captain.
Poor Captain Boylan. It's not easy living with demons.
No, it's not.
Remember to bring me anything.
All right.
A spyglass for navigator Payo.
Great.
Here, this is the hat first mate Benelli wore.
Perfect. I'll hang on to it. Hey, watch where you...
Hey, watch where you point that thing. How can I...
Not much seems to be a recipe for sea biscuits. There's a note. Your favorites. Told you they were simple to make. Perhaps someday you can whip some up for me. It's initialed GOM. Not much seems to be a recipe for sea biscuit. There's a note. Your favorite. It's initialed...
Yeah. That would be the cook.
The bottle's nearly full.
Again, it might impel me.
I could reach it with the poker. I'd better find a safer...
Yeah, no. I don't know what... Oh, maybe I can do something with the linen? Nope, I can't do anything with that. This is the water closet. There's nothing in here you need to worry about. This is empty.
Nice to be able...
Okay. I don't think those are anything I need to worry about.
These...
Yep.
Nautical... We're in the middle of the desert, but it feels...
Yep.
An looks off. Enough rum to last a lifetime. Or an evening.
Depending on how much you drink.
Probably full.
Okay, is there? Oh. Ah, the step stool.
No rum in here. This crate's been emptied. A crate chock full of rum bottles.
Anything else? Nope. So, what am I supposed to do with the poker? Was there anything else that I could use the poker for? Nothing there. Nothing there. Because let me see, he's got we gave him 2 items, right? Let's take a look at our list. Gun. Gun. All right. So yeah, I thought I would need a book or something. George O'Malley. Do we need to make sea biscuits?
Here's a harpoon for Mr. Fisher.
All right, this one's yours, Phil.
I do hope this works.
The dinner gong. Can't imagine it gets much use. Not much inside. Seems to be a recipe for... There's a note. It's initialed G-O-M.
George O'Malley. But apparently that's not what we need for him.
Well stocked. For an old sea cap... It's empty.
We have matches.
Full of matches.
We got the harpoon. I thought the book for glasses, but I don't see any of those. There should be nitroglycerin pills somewhere. Or glycerin pills, not nitroglycerin.
I'll put back the one.
Why do we need Scrimshaw?
I'll put back.
Because we already have the first mate's hat. Maybe the doctor had a Scrimshaw?
Functional little nightstand.
With storage.
No mirror.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's double check our note to make sure that we do have the... Yep. Okay.
That's Captain Boylan on the left.
Oh,
According to the ship's log,
okay, we need
his
the whale
other men
scrimshaw.
are harpooner Jalal Fisher, cook George O'Malley, Dr. Jonas Francois, first mate Michael Benelli, and navigator Karenga Payo.
So we need the whale scrimshaw. And then he has a tattoo or something. Oh. Okay.
I found this inkwell and quill. Should work for drawing O'Malley's tattoo on Danny.
Right. I'll hold on to this thing until it's time.
And then the other thing we need is we need to get the well scrimshaw.
I'll put back.
There we go. For those that don't know, scrimshaw is the art of carving bones or ivory.
Here's a carved whale tooth for Dr. Francois.
This one's you, Miss Redbird. Nice work, Harley. I think we got all the props we need.
Captain Boylan, I recommend taking...
Oh, wrong note. Okay. Done. 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 Okay.
Thanks, but no.
I'm not sure what I... Is everything ready to go? Keep in mind, we'll likely only get one chance at this. All right.
All right, let me double check because I'm concerned. First mate's hat, served with Boylan. Spyglass, change course to go aground Hamstrom. Harpoon, ties Weiss. Okay. The scrimshaw, prescribed medication. Okay. Everything's ready.
Is everything... Keep in mind...
I think so. I've found everything I can.
Excellent. Let's gather everything together and get started. I'll begin. Then we can each say who we are. Captain Boylan, hear the voices of your former crew.
Me crew?
Go ahead, Harley. You start.
First mate Michael Benelli reporting for duty, Captain Boylan.
Michael, can it be?
Captain Boylan, it's Karenga Payo, your navigator.
Payo, you're alive?
Captain Boylan, it's me, George O'Malley. Supper is almost ready.
Ah, yes, I can smell it. Delicious.
Captain Boylan, I am Jalal Fisher, harpooner.
Of course, Fisher! I knew you'd made it.
And I am Dr. Jonas Francois.
Doc! Oh, Doc, how I've needed ye. Me crew? Can it be?
Yes, Captain. We've come to speak with you.
But you're not some devils sent to trick me?
We are not, I assure you.
Prove it then, Benelli. If it's truly yourself, tell me the name of the ship we served on before the Derwent.
The Karuna.
How could I forget the Corona?
Aye, an unforgettable ship she was. Ah, Michael. I don't know how it'd be possible, but it's good you're back. Payo!
Aye, Captain.
Remind me of the course correction ye made this morning?
It's only around Hastrom's.
We're going around Hostrom Scary.
Why did I keep...
That's right.
Why do I keep saying
now.
aground?
Fine work, Payo. That'll surely save us some time. Fisher, have ye your harpoon at the ready?
Aye, sir.
And your aim will be true?
I've dyed my...
Yes, I have my wife's lucky kerchief tied to the handle.
Ah, good. Then our hunt is sure to succeed. O'Malley?
Sir?
I believe I know that delicious scent. But remind me what it is you're making.
Why, your favorite, of course. Sea biscuits.
As I suspected. I can hardly wait for a taste.
Captain, I recommend you take it easy.
Why is that, Dr. Francois?
I don't want you to put any stress on your heart. Have you been taking your nitroglycerin tablets?
I have. I think I have. I can't believe what I'm seeing and hearing, but y'all are really here. But how can this be? I saw y'all dragged under. I can't make sense of this.
Perhaps you still can. Tell us what you remember.
20 years ago, the Derwent left El Presidio on the hunt for whales. We'd been out for months, with almost naught to show for it. A wretched haul and wretched pay. Benelli came to me, saying the crew was getting agitated, yearning for home. Forgive me, Benelli. I ought to have listened to you. After the third time you tried to speak sense, I tossed you in the brig for insubordination. One more, I said. We'll not turn for home before we bring in one more whale. Pio and Fisher, at least, were keen. I saw the signs, but didn't want to believe them. Didn't want to turn back. But there was a devil of a storm brewing, and he brought us down. Poor Benelli, locked in the brig, to drown like a rat. And the rest of ye didn't stand a chance once the ship turned over. Brave, brave Fisher. You saved me life, when it ought to have been me what went down with the Derwent. Ah, lads, that night's been eating away at me for 20 years. How I wish I could go back. How I wish I could make things right.
It's all right. We've come to tell you that we forgive you.
You do? But I'd be the reason you're all dead.
Did you cause the storm?
Of course I didn't, but if I'd listened and turned back, we'd never have been caught in it.
Suppose we had turned back and been boarded and murdered by pirates.
What's that got to do with anything?
Bad things happen. Most of them we can't control. You made a mistake, and it cost the lives of your friends. That doesn't make you a bad person. You were given a second chance. The important thing is to use it.
But how?
You already are. Not everyone would take in 5 strangers seeking shelter without question.
It won't ever stop hurting. But you can take the pain and turn it into something good.
I suppose you're right. I swear I'll do right by all of ye. Thank ye. You've given me a moment of peace. I hope to God you've found it as well. Oh, I am weary.
Think it worked?
I hope so. Come, we should get some sleep. And let's refrain from mentioning this to the captain in the morning.
Hey.
Appreciate your hospitality, Captain.
Think nothing of it. I hope you all slept well.
Very much so. And yourself?
Best sleep I've had in years.
I'm glad to hear it.
Ye said you were headed to El Presidio?
That's right.
Then I wonder if I might trouble ye for a small favour. I've a letter needs delivering. Could I entrust it to ye?
Of course.
My thanks. I'd also like to leave ye with a couple of mementos for being so quick to volunteer and help out. Mr. Luo and Miss Redbird, please, take this bottle of Barbadian rum. Perhaps ye might split it between ye. Makes dull work go faster.
Oh, thanks. That's very kind.
And for you, Miss Leger, this tea caddy. I carved the inlay myself.
It's beautiful.
Best of luck on your journey. And if ye ever pass this way again, feel free to knock on me door.
Thanks, Captain, we will.
Our stay at Captain Boylan's farmhouse was anything but dull. I can't say for sure whether we truly helped him for good and all, but he seemed himself again when he saw us off this morning. I do believe he was truly lonely in his self-imposed exile and grateful for even the brief company we offered. After traveling half the day, we've stopped for a brief rest, and Nadine has asked me to accompany her on an excursion into the desert. For what purpose, I shall soon learn.
Doobie-doobie-dow. Let's find out.
Thank you for accompanying me, Harley.
Not a problem. What are we doing, exactly?
Gathering firewood. There's probably plenty of petrified wood, but we should be able to find some useful scrub.
Why did you ask me
How
all?
come you asked me to come with you, anyway?
You would have preferred I ask someone else?
No, just curious.
I thought it would be nice to spend some time together. Get a moment to breathe. Big groups aren't my favorite.
Yes, I can see your point.
Over here looks promising.
And what type of chaos shall we have this day?
Someone dropped their flask here. Whew, that is some strong-smelling stuff.
There, over by that flintstone. That branch is perfect. I'll let you do the honors.
Nadine said this was flint.
It looks like a backpack to me.
Nadine thinks this will make good firewood. Surprisingly light. Suppose there's more around here?
Undoubtedly. It probably came from that tree over there. Let's split up. I'll check beyond the tree. You search the area to the south. Once you've gathered enough, we can meet back here and sort it.
Okay. Good luck, I guess.
And to you.
This branch still has some leaves on it.
Yeah, it's too green.
A piece of torn cloth. Looks like it came from a shirt or a jacket. Looks like a good piece of wood. This will do nicely. Stuck under that rock, though. This branch isn't going anywhere without coaxing. That's not...
All right.
Somebody lost their satchel out here. Not much in here except a rusty knife. But a rusty knife is better than no knife at all.
Yep.
Damn it! Fast little son of a gun.
I don't think... To me, it looked like a coyote.
Bunch of rocks. Desert's full of them. Nadine? Can you hear me? Could use some help. Damn it!
Well, that was the wrong answer.
Where did that varmint get to? That's not...
Hmm. Okay.
A bunch of...
Oh, wait.
Come up. Got it.
Oh. I thought I was gonna have to...
I don't believe this is the correct type of rock.
Actually, any rock would do.
Well, well, look who it is. Smug little bastard. Gotta figure out how to get him to drop that stick. That might scare him off. There. Now the cloth is soaked in alcohol. Not a bad idea, but I don't want to waste this firewood. Looks like I've soaked it in. There's some tea in here. It's got a nice fruity aroma. Kind of sweet.
Mm-hmm.
That might scare him off.
As opposed to the other option I have, which is throwing a rock at him.
Take that, you little pest.
I don't want to throw the rock at the coyote. It's a dangerous thing to do.
Nadine's never going to believe what I went through to get this. Right, that should be enough. Now to find Nadine.
It sounds like you went to some lengths to gather that wood.
How'd you get on?
Did you fare any better?
Nothing so exciting. Just gathered a bit with some patient searching. You said a coyote ran off with one of the branches?
Yeah, sneaky little thing. Had to hit him with a rock to get him away.
Oh, was it badly hurt?
Don't think so. I didn't throw it that hard.
I see. You know, Vespuccian natives tell many stories about Coyote the Trickster. He's never quite either good or bad, but he's always getting into scrapes and causing trouble. Would you like to hear one?
Yes.
Please. I'd like that.
Okay, but first...
What are you doing?
You'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Now then.
He's carving a coyote.
Coyote went to visit Kingfisher because he was out of food. Brother, what have you got to eat? I'm very hungry. Kingfisher didn't like this rude way of talking, but he flew to the top of his lodge, then flew to the river and down through a hole in the ice. He came back up with many fish. The two ate until their bellies were full, and Coyote went home. The next day, Coyote climbed up onto the roof of his lodge. "What are you doing up there?" asked his wife. "Why, you know I've done this before. I'm getting food for our supper." Coyote jumped off the roof, down to the river, but he missed the hole and broke his neck and was killed. Kingfisher, who had been nearby, walked over to where Coyote was. He jumped into the river and emerged with many fish. Then he jumped over Coyote 4 times, and Coyote came back to life. "This is my way, not your way," said Kingfisher. "I do not imitate others like you do." He handed Coyote the fish before leaving. Coyote went back to his wife and showed her the fish. "Look at these big fish. I caught them the way Kingfisher does. Kingfisher is afraid of my power. He told me not to do this again. He knows my medicine is strong." Coyote's wife cooked the fish.
Such a nice coyote. That's a good story.
Wow, that's a hell of a tale.
I always found it rather compelling.
Is that...
Did you learn that from the author?
No. There was some storytelling around the fire, bits of gossip I picked up, that sort of thing. But their most sacred myths are private. Not for outsiders. Not for me.
So where did you hear the story?
Actually, I read it in a book. Myths and Legends of the Native Vespuccians. Dr. Sedgwick bought it from a traveling bookseller. I think he was of two minds about giving it to me. On the one hand, I know he considered it frivolous heathen claptrap. But on the other hand, he thought it might be meaningful to me, having something connected to my origins. He was right. I cherished that book. Devoured it. It was written by a white man who was supposed to have traveled all around the country collecting native folk tales. Sometimes I wonder if he ever left the publishing office in Bright Bay. Maybe he just made them all up. I preferred to believe that there was something authentic about them, though.
As I understand it, in the reels, that is an authentic story of Kingfisher. One of the courses Strega took when she was in university was actually Native American, what was it? Native American mythos for the Pacific Northwest. I don't remember exactly what the name of the course was, but that was the gist of it.
I imagine the writer did a fair bit of massaging to make the stories palatable to the book-buying public. Editors are finicky about what they'll publish. And who even knows if the people he got the stories from were just telling him what he wanted to hear. But somewhere in there is the seed of the original stories and the truths they have to tell. If putting them in a book helped them reach more people, like you, then that's a good thing, right?
Yes, I suppose so.
Anyhow, I liked the way you told it. It's your story now.
That's very kind of you to say. Thank you. Here, for you.
Yep.
Oh, this is really well done. Thank you.
Shall we head back now?
Sure. Let's go.
That is a very well done carving, considering it took all of, 5 minutes? Let's see. Rio Rosado.
Hey, Jake?
Yeah, Harley?
Do you suppose Captain Boylan will be okay?
I think so. You did a good thing helping him. Of course, without all the proper atmosphere and props, I doubt it would have been half as effective.
Thanks for the chat.
I appreciate the chat.
Anytime, Harley.
Hey, Danny, let's talk.
Sure.
Captain Boylan sure was facing some demons. Hope he'll be all right.
I think so. At least, he seemed happier.
Hey, Legere, I need a word.
Another one?
Yes?
There's a stopped wagon up ahead. Traders from the look of it. I'll pull over. Go see if they've got anything worthwhile for sale.
Will do.
I am apparently the leader.
Those beasts look beat. Traveling old style. Not so many of these on the roads anymore. Excuse me, ma'am?
Oh, hello there. Where did you come from?
The wagon just down the road there. I was coming to see if...
Hold up there, stranger.
Pa, what are you doing?
State your business. We do not want trouble.
Easy there. Trouble's the last thing I'm looking for.
Then what are you looking for?
I've been sent to inquire if you were traders. Thought we might do business.
Ah, well, there you are then. You can put the gun down, Pa. She's clearly not a highwaywoman.
No? You know how sneaky they are, Ma. And this road is infested with them.
Have you had trouble with highwaymen?
You've had some trouble with bandits, then?
Not personally, thanks be to God. but we know the terrible tales.
And we take such warnings seriously. Very seriously.
Pa, please. If she did have any wicked intent, I'm sure she's given it up now that she sees how well protected we are. Please put the gun away, and let's talk like civilized Christian folk.
Very well. I swear, if you attempt anything...
She'll regret it sorely, I'm sure. There now. Well, you asked if we were traders, and indeed we are. We're bound for Rosewater to sell our stock. We were about to make camp for the evening, but we'd be glad to show you what we have, provided you can pay or trade.
We're just coming from Rosewater. How about we all camp together? Wait, that might turn to my companions. What do you think? Camping together wouldn't necessarily be bad, but I don't think that our driver would care for that.
My companions might like to take a look.
Well, we could display our wares before we make our camp. Or perhaps we could all camp together, make an evening of it. A chance to trade stories as well as wares.
Now, Ma, is that a good idea? Ria has been fussy all day.
It will be fine. She loves meeting new people.
We do not have extra food, so we cannot feed you.
That's all right. We have some. We can pool what we've got.
Very good. A potluck.
Great. I'll let my companions know to prepare for company. By the way, my name's Harley Leger.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. We are the Fortine family. I'm Sarah Little Owl, and my husband is Carl. We've also got 3 children in the wagon. Beth, Bram, and baby Ria. You'll meet them later this evening.
I look forward to it.
What a nice evening. I'm so glad we did this. Seems Gegi's taken a shine to Miss Johnson.
She's a fine dog. With a little training, she'd be a fine trail companion.
Oh, I don't think we'll bother with all that.
Fair enough. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to the other fire.
Take Gegi along if you want.
All right. Come on, girl.
Hey, Mrs. Fortine?
Yes, Miss Leger.
I'm curious to know how you and your husband met.
We both worked for the Gold River Trading Company. I'd already been at the lodge for a few years with my brothers when he first came through. We courted for a while, and eventually decided to elope.
Love at first sight, huh?
It took a while to get to know him, but
Yeah.
I could see he was different from the other trappers. Brutes and wild men, but not Carl. After we were married, we both left the company and came west to work independently.
Are you from Western Vespuccia originally?
No, I'm Cheyenne. We come from the southern part of the province you call Rotterdam. Your friend, Miss Redbird. Who are her people?
I asked, but she doesn't know herself. We met her at an Otham village, where she was staying as a guest.
I see. Well, send her my way when she has a moment. I'd love a chat.
You often
You
travel?
folks been to Rosewater often?
Several times, yes. We usually spend the winter there. Ever since they extended the rail line, we can go there and sell to traders who ship our pelts back east. Actually, Ria was born in Rosewater.
You don't say.
Where'd you get the dog?
Have you had your dog long?
Only a few days. We adopted Gegi from a traveling carnival we passed some miles back. Pa wasn't too enthusiastic about it. But I thought it would do the children good to have a companion. Although I have noticed that Bram starts to sneeze something awful when she's around. I hope he gets over it.
Sounds like he's allergic.
How did you come up with the name Gegi?
Oh, that was Ria's doing. Gegi is her way of saying doggy. We all thought it was adorable, and the name stuck.
That's gonna suck when she's older.
So, what's the trapper's life like?
It can be rough, but I like the freedom. We can go where we want, when we want, without any boss telling us otherwise.
It's not too dangerous for a young family.
The children are born to it. They can hunt and trap with their eyes closed. Besides, we don't go after anything dangerous. Mainly deer, elk, and beavers.
You're telling me elk ain't dangerous?
Your children seem very capable. How old are they?
Beth is 14, Bram is 9, and Rhea is 18 months.
Having a good evening, Mrs.
I am, Miss Legere.
Okay.
Harley, come, join us.
No! Bad dog! Bram! Take this mutt back to the wagon. She has caused enough trouble for one night.
She's just a pup. You can't expect her to be a perfect angel without being trained to it.
Trained? I would like to know how we will find the time for that. Honestly, I do not know what Sarah was thinking taking her in.
Here, Mr. Fortime, have some rum. I think it will do you some good.
I probably shouldn't, but why not?
Ay, ay, ay.
How about that song you were gonna play us, Phil?
Ah, yes. This is a tune I have always enjoyed.
Good evening, Harley.
Hi, Nadine. And who's this?
This is the Fortine's eldest daughter, Beth, and their youngest, Rhea.
Good to meet you, Beth. I'm Harley.
How do you do?
Yeah.
So, what have you two been chatting about?
Beth was just recounting her family's journey from the mountains.
Hasn't been too eventful. Most interesting thing we've seen is a traveling carnival. Of course, we didn't get to see much of it on account of Pa. He kept saying there were a bunch of hucksters and thieves looking to steal our money.
That dog of yours is real cute.
Oh, do you think so? I'm not fond of dogs, but Ma got him mostly to keep Bram entertained, I think. I worry when she gets too excited around the baby, though.
Sweet baby. Quiet.
Yes, Rhea's very good-tempered. Not like Bram at that age. Whew! He was a little terror.
You were only 5 at the time.
Mrs. Fortine told me to send you her way, Nadine. I think she wants to talk to you.
Oh, all right. Thanks for letting me know.
I'll just leave you both to it.
Excuse me, but it's getting late. I should put Rhea to bed.
Very well. It was nice talking to you, Beth.
And you. Good night.
Hey, Miss Johnson?
What do you need?
Enjoying the music? You and Giggy seem to
I
get...
noticed you and the dog were getting on well.
She's sweet. This family don't appreciate what they've got. Been thinking about getting a dog myself. Ain't found the time.
Enjoying the music?
Phil's not bad, is he?
I've certainly heard worse. Think I'll be retiring soon. Early start tomorrow.
Why not stay up with us?
You're always the first one down. Be nice to have you stick around a while longer.
Think so, huh?
Sure. This is our chance to wind down. Enjoy each other's company some.
All right. Maybe just this once.
Sorry, think we could talk later? I want to hear Phil play.
Not now.
Mr. Fortine?
Yes?
You have a nice family.
Just wanted to tell you. Your family's lovely.
Oh, that is very kind of you, Miss Leger. I am blessed to have such a loving wife and children. Quite fortunate. Ironic, really.
How do you mean?
Most folk mispronounce my surname as Fortune if they see it written down. There's supposed to be power in names, right? Maybe even wrong ones.
How did you come to meet Mrs. Fortine?
Oh, well, I was working at the Gold River Trading Company, and she came in to work at the lodge with her brothers. The other trappers treated her and her kin like the dirt they walked on, but eventually I convinced her I was different. Decided we should elope a short while after we began courting. The fools I worked with did not look too favorably upon me marrying a native girl. So I said to hell with them. We left town and moved out here to make it on our own.
Nice.
Been doing fine ever since.
That's good.
I'd like to know more about your children.
Those apples did not fall too far from the tree, thank the Lord. Bram's a great shot, and Beth's as good a trapper as me, maybe better. I just hope that does not cause trouble when the time comes to find her a husband.
Pardon my frankness, but I get the impression you don't much care for your dog.
It's not that I don't care for her. I do not believe we can care for her. We've already got 5 mouths to feed. One more won't help. Ma didn't even consult me before taking her. Says she got her for the children, but they should worry about taking care of each other, not some poor animal.
What's it like being a trapper?
What's the trapper's life like?
It can be a lonely life. Lots of trappers live and work alone, and hardly ever see another living soul. I think it drives them a little crazy, like they forget how to be human. That is why I thank God every day for my family. They saved me from that.
So you're on your way to Rosewater?
Mrs. Fortine mentioned you were headed to Rosewater?
That's right. It's where we do most of our business. Be nice to see old Sheriff Campbell again. He's good people.
If Geggy's a burden to you, we could take her off your hands.
You would do that?
Sure.
No, I couldn't. Ma would raise Cain, and the children would hate me if I gave away their dog.
I'm gonna say forget it. While I think it would definitely make Johnson happier, I don't want to make kids miserable. At the same, what do you think? Should I tell him that Beth said she doesn't really care for dogs? Or should I forget it? I'm really torn. All right. I guess. I wouldn't take the dog. Okay.
You're right. I wouldn't want to put you in that position. Forget I asked.
Bravo, Phil.
Gracias.
This has been enjoyable, but I think it's time for me and the family to call it a night.
Pleasure meeting you folks. Appreciate the company.
Likewise. Good night and good luck on your travels.
Let us keep the evening going, shall we?
Hey Nadine, how's it going?
I enjoyed speaking with the Fortines. I hope they fare well in Rosewater. So many people just come and go through town. It's not really a home for many. Kind of sad if you think about it.
Time for me to bed down. See you all bright and early.
I've said all I want. Got any more songs for us, Phil?
In fact, I do. I always found this one rather beautiful. Dime que me haré, sin tu amor, flor silvestre. Si los días no me pertenecen, desde que crucé tu jardín, si tu aroma mi alma carece, pierdo el deseo de vivir. Cuando volveré a en mis brazos tenerte. Si estando libre tú eres feliz, cuando nadie tu paso detiene, la distancia no se compadece de estos ojos que sufren por ti. Y vivo la ilusión de que un día regreses. Entre abrazos y caricias confieses que no hay vida sin mí. Y dime qué me haré sin tu amor, flor silvestre. Si los días no me pertenecen desde que crucé tu jardín, si tu aroma mi alma carece, pierdo el deseo de vivir.
That was lovely.
Goodness, that was certainly...
Are you crying?
Of course not. Just got a cinder in my eye.
Liar. Don't be embarrassed. That was a great song, Phil. Admit it, you're crying. Which one? Don't be embarrassed, or that was a great song, Phil.
Hey, you don't need to be shy about it. Nothing wrong with showing your feelings.
You're right. Damn fine song, Phil. Thanks for sharing it with us.
My pleasure.
No, it depends on who you want to butter up to. The campfire is always nicer with music.
Hey, Danny. How's your evening been?
I really enjoyed meeting the Fortines. It's nice to see a family that's so close. All that time on the road and in the mountains, with only each other to rely on. It can be easy, but they clearly make it work. I think maybe I'll ride my parents next chance I get.
I'm feeling a mite queasy, so if you folks don't mind.
And then there were 4.
Time for me to call it a night.
Good night, Harley.
Buenas noches.
Sleep well.
Oh, hi, doggo.
Morning. Say, isn't that the Fortines dog?
Not anymore. They let me take her.
Oh, well, good. Geggy didn't seem too thrilled with the family.
I don't think she was. And her name's not Geggy anymore. It's Lisa Lou.
Good name, I like
Good choice. She looks like a Lisa Lou.
I'm glad you think so. Now come on, let's head out.
Okay, so let's see. Cards. Box of stuff. Gauges. I haven't actually looked at all this
We're
stuff.
set for fuel for a good while. Nadine carved this for me after telling me that story about the coyote. Lola must be a reader. Always nice to have some books around. None are in the red, so I guess that's good. None are in the... in case we need to dig ourselves out of trouble.
I assume that's more for... yeah.
Jake's luggage. I could put everything I own in that suitcase and it would hardly cover the bottom.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I'm not quite that. No, we don't want to go that way.
Phil?
Harley?
How are you liking the guitar?
It is a fine instrument. I have not had the opportunity to play in some time.
Meeting those trappers was fortunate.
Are you attempting to make a pun?
What? No. I would never. Puns are the lowest form of humor.
I disagree.
Aha. And what would you consider the highest?
Also puns.
The highest? That would have to be puns too. Only the so bad it's good sort where it kind of wraps around and becomes great again.
Ha, very good. I shall keep that in mind. Anyway, yes, I am glad we encountered them. They were quite entertaining, especially the father. Seeing him loosen up after a few swigs of rum was quite satisfying.
We'll talk more later.
I look forward to it.
Hey, Nadine.
Hello, Harley.
Did you get a chance to speak with Mrs. Fortine?
I did, for a short while.
What did she have to say?
Oh, she was just curious about my background. Told me about hers, that sort of thing. It was a nice conversation.
I have to say, I've learned quite a bit about coyotes lately.
They are fascinating creatures, aren't they? I'm sure you can understand why there are so many stories and legends about them.
The Fortine family was nice, weren't they?
It was incredible to see such a strong family bond. They depend on each other completely for their livelihood and survival.
Yeah.
The wagon is slowing down again.
See anything out there, Danny?
Yeah, this is a small building.
Let's go take a look.
Engine's running hot. I'm giving it a rest. We set off again in half an hour.
I'm going to see what's happening over at that shack. You want to come, Jake?
Oh, you go on, Danny. I wanted to have a word with Miss Johnson.
Oh, okay.
I will accompany you.
As will I.
Harley?
Go on. I'll be along in a minute.
Interesting. I wonder what's going on.
They're having a private conversation.
Oh.
Sorry, mon cher. It seems fortune was not on your side.
Oh, shoot.
Seeing a man about a dog, huh?
Lady Tichet, mind reader. Take the challenge. Right. What are you up to, Nadine?
I've just been observing that woman. She doesn't seem trustworthy.
What have you observed, exactly? Anything unusual?
The way she moves. It's very practiced. There's trickery afoot. I would pay close attention to her motions if I were you.
What's going on, Phil?
Poor Danny seems upset about losing, but it serves him right for listening to a swindler. Everyone knows these things are rigged.
Hey, Danny? Why so glum?
She cleaned me out. And after I was doing so well. There must be some trick. I just wish I could figure out what it is.
How'd you lose all your money?
How did she clean you out?
I don't know. It all happened so fast. I was picking the right cards, and then my luck shifted. Next thing I knew, she was guessing everything right, and I was out of the few crowns I had.
Alright, let's do a quick save. Let's see.
Hi there.
Bonjour. Welcome. I am Lady Tichet. Are you interested in taking my little challenge?
What's the challenge about?
So what's the challenge exactly?
But it is quite simple. I bet you 1 crown I can read your mind.
Okay. How does it work?
I shall lay 9 cards out on the table, then avert my gaze. You pick one of the cards, then place the rest into the box over there. Once that is done, I will tell you which card you are holding. If I am wrong, which I sometimes am, you win double your money. Interested?
Hmm. I wonder how she does it. It's got to be a force of some variety. What do you think? I've had enough of it, or I'll take your bet, or you really can't read minds. We'll start with that.
Right. I want to see this. Let's play.
1 crown, please.
Yep.
All done?
Yep.
All right. Give me 1 moment. I sense that you have drawn the ship.
Ha! You're wrong.
Impossible. Show me your card. I see. No matter. How about we try again, but this time raise the stakes. 2 crowns to start, 4 for you if I cannot guess.
The odds seem good.
Let's
Ready.
see. Oops, I don't know what I picked.
Let me see. I sense that you have drawn the stone.
Wrong again.
Merde! You have an unusually powerful mind. Will you indulge me in trying a 3rd time? Double or nothing?
Nah, I think I'm good.
Suit yourself. Here are your winnings.
That was only 6.
Let me know if you wish to try again.
I'm leaving now.
May fortune favor you.
It's a small wooden box with an ornately carved design on the side. There doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary about it. What's going on, Phil?
Poor Danny seems upset about losing, but it serves him right for listening to us.
I would keep my eye on that woman if I were you.
There's gotta be something.
Hello again.
Hello.
How about we have another try?
Très bien. 1 crown, please.
Because there's gotta be something about that.
You have your card?
Yep.
Let's see. I sense that you have drawn the moon.
Damn!
Oh, I am so sorry. It seems fortune was not on your side.
How can I...
I'm leaving.
May fortune favor you.
It's gotta be something to do either...
Lady Tichet always seems to look towards this lamp, but I can't really see anything in it from this angle. Wait a minute. From this angle, I can see the tabletop reflected in the glass. So that's how she does it.
There we go.
Hello again.
Hello. Would you care to attempt my challenge again?
You can drop the act, sister. I know you're cheating.
That is a very serious accusation. You may think you have discovered some chicanery, but I assure you there is none. The truth is, my results speak for themselves.
I would keep my eye on.
Hey, Danny? I know how that fraud is guessing everything correctly.
Really? How?
She can see the cards reflected in that lamp when she turns away.
Of course! So what do we do now?
Threaten her or shoot the lamp? I mean, I think shooting the lamp is a bit extreme. Don't you? But also threatening her might be a bit extreme too. You know, it's always these moral choices where I've got the... Go for it.
Let's beat her at her own game. Shoot out the lamp.
Ah, I get it. Okay, sure.
Just what in the ether do you think you're doing?
The jig is up, Lady Tichet. You're not gonna scam anyone ever again.
Oh, I beg to differ.
Híjole!
Now here's what's gonna happen. You're all gonna turn around and leave, nice and quiet like. I ever see any of you around here again, you get shot on sight. Do I make myself clear?
All due respect, we've got you outnumbered and outgunned. You're in no position to negotiate. How about you just get out of here and we pretend this never happened?
Hija de la chingada. She ran off with the money.
But we still have our lives.
Yeah, that could have gone much worse.
It could have gone better, too.
Let's just get back to the wagon.
All right, so I think I'm going to load. I'm gonna load, and we're gonna take the money and... All right.
Hi there.
Are you?
So, okay.
I should you be what if I enter?
Right.
What?
Yeah. You can make some money off her because she was trying to pull you along. Yep.
All done?
Yep.
All right. Give me one moment. I sense that you have drawn the ship.
Ha! You're wrong.
Impossible. Show me your card. I see. How about we 2 crowns to start? 4.
The odds? Ready.
What did she? What she said? The stone, right? Let's see what happens.
Let me see. I sense that you have drawn the candle.
Wrong again.
Merde! You have an unusually powerful mind. Will you indulge?
Nah.
Suit yourself. Here are your winnings. Let me know if you wish.
How about...
Très bien.
We have to lose so that we can see her do it. Let's do the path this time. Why not?
You have your card?
Yep.
I sense that you have the path.
Damn!
Oh, I am so sorry.
I doubt you have to lose. Yeah, maybe not.
Wait a minute. So that's how... Hey. I know.
Really?
She can...
So what?
Let's...
Just what in
You're not gonna...
Híjole!
Now here's what's gonna happen. You're all gonna turn around and leave, nice and quiet like. I ever see any of you around here again, you get shot on sight. Do I make myself clear?
All due respect, we've got you outnumbered.
We're not leaving
and
without our money.
outgunned. You're in no position to negotiate. We'll go, but first you're giving us our money back.
Fine. Take it.
What about Danny's
Pleasure
money?
doing business. Come on, let's get back to the wagon.
Danny still didn't get his money back. Should I see if you can do it without losing money? Or is that another time? Alright.
Hey, Danny, let's talk.
Sure.
We'll do it another time.
How about that trapper family, huh?
It's nice to see good people like that out here in the wilderness. Pretty easy to get jaded and expect nothing but bandits and mountebanks, you know?
Yeah, tell that to Pa.
Hey, Jake?
Yeah, Harley?
It was nice to spend time with that trapper family.
With who? Oh, right, the Fentons.
I believe they were the Fortines.
Right.
I appreciate.
Anytime, Harley.
Huh. There's a lady running toward the road. The heck is she doing?
Madre de Dios!
I'd better see what's going on. What is it? Bandits? Highwaymen?
Worse. Performers.
Good day to you, travelers.
What's so good about it then? And what are you thinking, running out in front of the wagon like that?
I apologize for the theatrics. I fear it's in my nature.
Who are you?
And just who are you, anyway?
Who am I? Honestly, I suppose I'm, well, desperate.
That much is clear. You running away or something?
Heavens no, I could never do that. I'm the impresario of this theater troupe. Name's Kate Hatomi. Our show opens next week, and I'd be fibbing if I said it was going well.
So you've decided leaping in front of wagons will put an end to your problems?
No, of course not. All I ask is an hour of your time. We've been rehearsing this play for so long. We're all too close to the material. We need fresh eyes and unbiased opinions. If you could but watch our rehearsal and share your honest, unvarnished impressions, you would be doing us a good turn. The performance will be gratis, of course.
We happen to have a showman on board.
Lucky for you, we've got Gentleman Jake on board. He's an expert showman.
The Gentleman Jake? Why, it would be an honor to play for him.
What do you think, Miss Johnson?
I think it sounds like an excellent chance to get a few winks. I'll park just over there. Y'all have fun.
I'm surprised that Johnson said that.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of myself and all the Queen's Mid-Atlantic players, welcome! This is a peek behind the curtain, if you will, at a work in progress. I thank you most humbly for your indulgence and warmly invite you to share your impressions following the rehearsal. And now, please enjoy the show. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a beautiful and charming princess.
Oh, I love my land. The people are kind, the water fresh, and the days are sunny and bright.
The princess was loved and admired by everyone in the land, except one. An evil wizard coveted the kingdom and kidnapped the princess, intending to marry her and gain the throne. To ensure she could not escape, he summoned a terrifying dragon to guard her. However, all was not lost. For a young hero rose to the challenge.
I shall battle the dragon and save the princess. That is, if my dear mother lets me.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, if my mother lets me, of course.
Faye, that's your cue. Faye?
is Faye?
I don't know. Last I saw her, she was in her tent.
Oh, for crying out loud! I'm sorry, folks. I don't know what I was thinking. It's clear we won't be getting anywhere with this rehearsal. You can change out of your costume now, Dwayne. We're done here. Martina? Quentin? Same goes for you.
But I spent hours on my makeup.
And I spent months on this show! Look where that's gotten us! Everything I do to keep all this together, and you lot can't even turn up on stage now and then to hit a mark and say a few lines!
Listen,
I need to think. I really must apologize for wasting your time. I knew the show needed some work. I didn't realize it wasn't fit to perform.
There must be some way we can help with the show.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Are you sure? Much as it pains me, I can't honestly say we aren't in need of help.
Certainly.
Well, I'm curious to hear your suggestions. But right now, we need to find out what's wrong with Faye. Your doctor friend went to examine her, but I think she's just having one of her tantrums. You know how actors can be. Or perhaps you don't. In which case, consider yourself lucky. I'm going back to the stage. Come see me if you have any ideas.
So, any ideas?
Perhaps. Excuse me. I'm going to have another look at the stage.
Well, first thought would be the music.
Danny and I are gonna go talk to the two fellers playing the wizard and hero. I think you should help Miss Redbird see to that Faye woman. Anyhow, we'll see if we can't get this show in halfway decent shape. Come on, Danny boy.
Alright. I think this is where we are going to call it today. I have the perfect name for the save. There we go. So with that, I do want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for spending your time with me. Take care of yourselves. I will see you tomorrow with Pokey, where he will continue educating me on Europa Universalis 4. But until then, take care, everybody, and goodbye.